So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all, due to a decline in the economy. CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Did you know there are resources out there to support every Arizona service member, veteran, and their family? The Be Connected program is available statewide at no cost. We're here to help you navigate the system and get connected to whatever resources you need. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, wow, a lot of stuff happened over the weekend. An awful lot of stuff happened. And none of it good. I mean, I think Dimebacks did all right, but, yeah, I guess when it happened and I had to think about it a minute, yeah, it made me sad. It made me sad to see Monty Williams get fired by the Phoenix Suns. And of course, this report came out that said, well, you know, Matt Ishbia never really took to Monty, doesn't like Monty for whatever reason. And I can understand Monty is a soft-spoken kind of guy. You know, he's very deliberate, serious man. Here comes Ishbia. 9 million volts of caffeine in him probably. And, got to get these things done. And part of me wonders if he's like, my problem with you, Monty, is you don't look enough like Isaiah Thomas. That's what you don't. That's what I think the problem is. Why aren't you Isaiah Thomas? In fact, I'll tell you what. And I wonder, and it'd be crazy. What if he makes Isaiah Thomas the coach?
Oh, no.
There's a possibility. You can't act like
it is a possibility, but it would be a horrific mistake.
Yeah, no.
And any goodwill that Matt Ishbia has would evaporate instantly for so many reasons.
So, yeah, it's probably too soon to say that sort of thing. One of the things I read in the article saying how Ishbia never took to Monty Williams was that James Jones, his power has been greatly diminished. It is the Matt Ishbia show right now. So what Sarver used to do back in the past and what other people have done, he's here to micromanage. Ishbia is going to be all up your skirt on this. So I wouldn't be surprised to see James Jones go, which is a huge mistake because part of the success the Suns have had does belong to Monty, but it also belongs a large part to James Jones himself. Well, and he has done a great job.
I think we need to wait. Everybody needs to tap the brakes here before we get too far off into speculation land, because there's nothing official. There's only rumors. There's a lot of rumors swirling around. There's a lot of rumors that DA was the one that caused this. There's a lot of
just a shouty guy saying
there's a lot of rumors out there that Matt Ishbia is a meddling owner. There's a lot of rumors out there that the next head coach could be Isaiah. If you were Matt Ishbia and you named Isaiah Thomas as the next head coach of the Phoenix Suns, that would be like having Michael Jackson be the next lead singer of Van Halen. It's not going to work. It's not going to fit. You see what I'm saying? You got one team that's built one way, and then you got a head coach that doesn't coach that way. You see what I'm saying? When was the last time was Isaiah Thomas was a head coach in National Basketball Association? I don't remember. That's how long it's been.
Half a teacher. And no, you're not, Michael. We think we know who you're hot for.
Yeah. Last time he was in the front office of anything, Isaiah, I'm talking about. There was some sexual harassment stuff there, and I just feel like in this organization, maybe we don't.
It's the last thing we need.
Maybe we do not, and that is beside the fact.
Ego versus the rest of us.
I think Isaiah and basketball, he is one of the greats that can play the game. He's not one of the greats that can identify talent or coach it. I really think that would be a horrible decision.
Well, I guess this is where we find out who Matt Ishbia really is. Hopefully, he does the smart thing. And hopefully James Jones gets some of his power back in this situation, because his voice, as has been said in the report, has been greatly diminished since Matt Ishbia showed up. Kevin Durant, all Ishbia. Everything else that's happened after that is going to be Matt Ishbia. So it made me sad. In fact, I tweeted this out, and it was just sort of my thought process. And I was like, man, I get it. Bad at making adjustments in game. Slow to react sometimes when it really counted. Great regular season coach, but in the playoffs, when you got 7 games and it's a toe-to-toe, knockdown, drag out kind of fight, you got to be able to bob and weave. Wasn't really quick on the bob and weaving. So that was something we all criticized him for, and rightfully so. But my point on Twitter was, wouldn't it be better to bring in some assistants that could help Monty in his areas of weakness rather than fire this guy? Remember we were a 19-win team before he showed up. And again, before James Jones showed up. And first finals trip in almost 30 years. He was 2-time NBA Coach of the Year.
Well,
and we haven't won nothing yet.
He was, and for 2 consecutive years, last year we got decimated by a team that should not have won a series. And this year we got taken out by a team that should have won the series. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. See, but that's 2 seasons in a row. I mean, you've got to learn something. You've got to change something. There's got to be a different approach somewhere.
And I do think when the new owner shows up and looks around the league and goes, well, look at what the Celtics are doing with Missoula and Udoka the year before that. Like the Celtics back-to-back first-year head coaches seem to land on the right guy. You know what Eric Spoelstra has done with the 8th seed Miami Heat, what Darvin Ham has done with these Lakers, where, outside of Laker fans, I don't think that everybody had the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So, you look around and see these other coaching jobs that are being done with some of these rosters, and you look back and you go, this roster doesn't have 0 talent on it. Why can't we get there? And I think that the coach is going to be the fall guy on that.
Well, when you look at the Lakers and you say about Ham, I like Ham a lot, but the Lakers finally became the team we were originally afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Remember when they said, okay, they're getting this person and this person. LeBron is there. This is happening. We're like, oh, geez. And we're like, and it never happened because this guy is hurt. That guy is hurt. This guy's hurt. Now this guy's plugged in. He don't make any sense in there, but that doesn't matter anyways because that guy is hurt. This is the first time you have seen the Lakers actually be what they thought they might be. And so that's not a team that you can dismiss easily. So again, you can't give Ham all the credit, especially if you don't give Monty all the credit. Pelinka has been, he's been a genius and a moron sometimes in the same day. So, you look at that team the way it is, it may not last, but at this moment, everything they hoped it would be is exactly what it is. Weird, huh?
Yeah, it is weird. And I'm not saying that like the success of the other coaches is why you fire Monty. It just doesn't help. when you have a roster that, you went out and tried to get a superstar to add to see how far you could go. And then, Michael Malone kind of outcoached Monty in that series. And then the series before that, poor Ty Lue just had Russell Westbrook and Mason Plumlee and a bunch of guys. And it looked like Ty Lue was kind of outcoaching Monty. So there was a lot of things there that kind of made Monty look even worse, even if it's not all his fault.
But let's go back to my original point. I wonder if, oh, damn it, I fell off the camera. I wonder.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, I hit the wrong button.
I wonder
if some assistants that could have come in and helped that situation. I'm not trying to give Monty a pass for where his weaknesses were, but everything else had been great. Why not just something to help him in his weak spot? I mean, we do that with the NFL.
And,
right?
it happens in the NBA too, but it tends to happen when the owner there kind of has a relationship with you already, and the owner could be like, all right, I like you. I think we know what you do. Let's get some help for you to, get to that next level, get to that next step. Maybe you have an assistant coach, and eventually that guy might get hired away or whatever. But yeah, no, that does happen a lot in the NBA as well. I just don't think Matt Ishbia was willing to do it because Monty's just not his guy.
Get that cat out of here.
Right.
Anyway, as far as things go now, we are coachless, and whatever happens next, I'm sure is going to be interesting. But I'm a little bummed because here's the other thing: 2-time coach of the year, got us to the finals. I mean, he's a good coach, and as Keon always says, we got to get rid of Ayton. Who are you going to replace him with that's better? So, who are we going to replace him with that's better, guys? Let me just remind you. Do I need to give you his resume? I don't feel like I need to. Monty's resume was not just blowing it in a couple of playoff games. His resume is he showed up and we went from 19-win team to going his entire record 194 and 115. We got to the finals. We've made it deep in the playoffs. I mean, you can sort of say, okay, fine, we got beat in the playoffs. I don't think that was like firing a fence, at that moment. But I understand the frustration. I understand what we're trying to do here. But I feel like that, I don't know. Who's better? So tell me, first name that comes to mind, Keon, who is better than Monty Williams that's available right now?
I'm a big fan of Nick Nurse. He is a big X's and O's guy, which I think is kind of what the Suns need. Somebody who can take advantage of some of the things that the Suns do here strategically, not just from the standpoint of building guys up, getting them to try and play at a higher level emotionally, but also just being able to maneuver and outmaneuver other coaches. I like Nick Nurse's ability to do that because whenever he's had to get creative with stuff, there is no solution he won't turn to. He will exhaust everything to try and get a win, and I like that about him.
And he's got a championship pedigree. I mean, he's been through the playoffs. He knows what the struggle is, and he's won a championship. So that's one right there. I 100% agree with Keon on that.
So you both say Nick Nurse.
Yes. Yeah. If we're going to replace Monty, which it looks like we are because he's been fired, so I would definitely want an upgrade and not a trial. Okay. I wanted somebody to come in here that's got a championship pedigree to him, and somebody that can outcoach, outmaneuver other coaches, especially in this Western Conference.
All right, so let's look at some of the other names that are out there that maybe you can tell me why. Why not Mike Budenholzer? What is the problem with Budenholzer?
Although he might be a little better than Monty as far as making adjustments, he's very slow to react, in my opinion.
Okay,
during series,
too much like Monty.
Yeah, they're just two. Yeah. They have the same weaknesses. Yeah.
Okay. Tom Izzo's available. Why not Tom Izzo?
Tom Izzo.
I don't. Well, because you got the Michigan State connection with Matt Ishbia. That's actually not an insane.
Ishbia has been on the phone with him quite a bit.
I don't think he's going to do that.
I don't think Izzo's built something incredible at Michigan State. I don't know why he would want to leave, but if he did, I like Izzo, but I don't know if the college to NBA thing works all the time. Sometimes it does.
Yeah.
Guy comes from college to the NBA with all the rings and all of that. But talking to an NBA locker room and talking to a college locker room are very different things. And if you go get Tom Izzo, just understand that's going to be an experiment. I don't know what Tom Izzo is going to be able to tell a Kevin Durant that's going to be different than what he told his squad when he was with the Spartans this past season. They had a great year. Tom Izzo's a fantastic coach. He's going to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame. But I just don't know if that's experiment, if you're trying to win a championship right away and you've got 3 years of Kevin Durant contract left. I don't know if that's necessarily the move you're going to make because it's going to be a risk.
How about Frank Vogel? Frank Vogel might be a bit more well-rounded in defense and offense, and he's available. He's a championship coach.
Yeah, I like Frank Vogel personally, and I think that Frank Vogel is also somebody who got the short end of the stick when things weren't going well in LA. That he was the one that sort of took the brunt of the blame for that initially, and it wasn't until Vogel was gone and they replaced him that they realized, okay, maybe we need to change our actual roster. But I think Vogel's a really good coach. I like Vogel for Phoenix.
All right, and another name that popped up, I saw this on the ESPN, Kevin Young.
Kevin Young is someone I know.
He's an assistant.
Way less about. Yeah.
Right.
So, I don't know if I have much to give you on him.
He's one of those, one of those guys that has a lot of upside and helps, other teams. He's probably going to end up being a coach, but probably don't want to go with an unknown for the Phoenix Suns. So why is everybody saying Ty Lue is the favorite?
Just because you'd have to.
He's already a coach.
He's already a coach, but I mean, it's a matter of the fact that people think that Matt Ishbia really likes him, and that Ishbia would be willing to throw whatever amount of money it took to get him. That's the reason why a lot of people are looking at that. And Ty Lue is somebody who is proven, has that championship pedigree and all that stuff. I will say about the Kevin Young thing and going back to the unknown, that's what Darvin Ham was. So if you think that's the
Kevin Young
in
the house,
but
I'm not saying he's Darvin Ham. I'm saying if you think that he can become that,
the Phoenix Suns are not the Los Angeles Lakers, and we don't have LeBron James, and we don't have 8 championships. With different players that are a part of the team. And you don't have, the face of the NBA right now, LeBron James on your team. I don't mean any disrespect to this young fella, but I mean, I don't know him. I think you're going to have to bring in somebody that can come in, be effective right away. Somebody that's got the respect of the locker room right away. Somebody that's going to get their ear and get them off on the right foot this summer and into the fall.
Yeah, I think Ty Lue is out. More likely Nick Nurse or Mike Budenholzer. Those are the sexy names right now if you're looking for a head coach. So either Ishbia is going to do this the smart way and listen to some people and get a guy who fits, or he's going to blunder in on an Isaiah Thomas or a Ty Lue. And I don't know that Ty Lue would be right for this team. But he did prove himself to be a good coach. I'll say that. Remember, he was doing stuff they were always like, okay, is it him or is it LeBron? What's going on here with this Ty Lue guy? Well, guess what? It's him. He's a good coach. There, absolutely is a good coach. We'll give him credit for that. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, I just saw the police arrest of a brood of chickens for using foul language in public. That's a 5-minute penalty, Kiss the Cook, because you know better than that. Big George, I'm going to talk about that later in the show, just so you know. Baker's Cocky Hen says, Bill Belichick's dog could outcoach Monty. Oh, stop it. He says, at least he looks better sitting there doing nothing.
No.
That's just so wrong.
That's so mean. I can't.
That's funny. Lost Toby says, bring in Mark Jackson. Stop it.
No.
Stop it.
No.
Kyle G says, I think any decent coach can get this team in the playoffs. Monty wasn't winning the trophy, and it was worth the risk to find a guy who might push him there. Well, that's the thought process. Watermelon says, hey, Jeffrey, taking in consideration what you just said about Monty, when do you draw the line or say enough is enough? When it is obviously that coach's fault. DeAndre Ayton quit. We didn't have as deep a bench as we should. There was a group effort between Monty and James Jones and Ishbia coming in and saying, go get Kevin Durant. And so then we gave up some stuff that maybe we needed. So it's a group effort on that. But as far as coach goes, when you draw the line, say enough is enough. when you can look at that coach and say directly, that is the reason they lost. And I can't say that. Booker and Durant had a bad game, right there. Is that Monty's fault? No, not everything is the coach's fault. Buck stops here. I get it, but that doesn't mean it's his fault. DeAndre Ayton quit. Is that his fault, or is DeAndre Ayton just a whiny little bitch? There's another thing, right? So there's plenty of different things, so, I mean, can you really say that the end of this season and last season are only Monty's fault? Can you?
No, I don't think that it is only his fault. I think he's part of the problems, but he had his weaknesses, but he wasn't the only problem. He was one factor among many.
So I guess that's up to your guys' opinion. Doesn't matter now, does it? Because he's gone. And now it is up to the Phoenix Suns to try to find a guy that, and it's not, here's the thing. It's so unfair to Monty. You're going to not only have to find a coach, but you're going to have to find some players to complement Durant and Booker, maybe even still Ayton. Gotta hope not. But Monty will be looking back going, oh, sure. Now you take care of the player situation. Now you got those. I could win with these guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I think they should not have pulled the trigger as fast as they did on Monty. Switch up some of these assistants, get him a little bit of help with his weaknesses. We also got to get help with the weaknesses of the lineup. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
We talk about how not deep the bench is. The core of the team's not that deep. Like when you look at what other teams are doing, there's a number 1 and a number 2, but there's a 3 and a 4 that can contribute as well. Suns didn't really have that. So when you didn't have an elite game from Devin Booker and a really great game from Kevin Durant, you just lost. Like other teams don't have to necessarily go through
James Jones shoulders some of that. And again, / Matt Ishbia effing up James Jones's board.
Correct. What were you saying, Randy?
I was just going to say, Monty, I mean, if you look at it, if kind of post-mortem here, if we're looking back on Monty's tenure here, really, what was the offense of the Phoenix Suns? It was Devin Booker. And when Kevin Durant wasn't here, the offense ran through Devin Booker. So they brought in Kevin Durant to try to give Booker some free, some good looks, some single teams instead of 2 on, a double teams, that sort of thing. It wasn't very creative, in my opinion. It was the same sort of offense every night. There was no real, change up. You didn't see any active involvement of DeAndre Ayton, for example. And I don't know if it's just him whining or if that was just Monty's offense. You know what I mean? To me, it seemed like the Phoenix Suns were pretty 1 to 2 dimensional. That was about it. And I think the next head coach of this team has got to have to be somebody who can come in and change it up and who can throw sort of like some curveballs at some of these other teams that, that know the Phoenix Suns too well.
We got to go to a break, but I don't know what you expect this next coach to do with $169 million in hard cap issues. You know what I'm saying? If you try to make some trades or do some stuff, this is going to be hard. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Boston Celtics are the betting favorite to win the NBA championship at -105. The playoffs down to the final 4 teams. Their opponent in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Miami Heat, the 8th seed who beat both Milwaukee and the New York Knicks, are at +1,300. Over in the West, the Denver Nuggets are +230 to win the title. Denver has never appeared in an NBA Finals, and they'll go up against the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. LA, the 7 seed, last won a championship in the 2020 Disney World bubble. They are +390. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Quote based on healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old female with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary. Eligible policies and estate planning tools can vary by state.
It's a busy life. You have enough to worry about. So here's a great way to check life insurance off your list. It's called Ethos. With the thought of medical exams, forms to fill out, and the cost, it's easy to see why life insurance can fall to the bottom of your to-do list. But at Ethos Life, we've got your back. For about $1 a day, you could get $250,000 in term life insurance without a medical exam. Just go online, answer a few health questions, and snap, family protected. You could get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and be covered in hours. No medical exams, no blood tests, no hassle. Right now, with your purchase of an eligible policy from Ethos, you'll get something else important to your family. Tools to create a legal will. A $449 value, yours free. Ethos, the 100% online, hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com.
Wow, Total Wine really does have everything. I found a great Prosecco for under $8, your favorite Cabernet, and Ruthie.
Ruthie?
Hi, that's me. What can I help with? Oh, thanks for recommending that amazing French rosé. I can't believe it was under $7.
I know, right? You can't beat that price.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let's grab some more. So glad we found Ruthie.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
Today on Hey Culligan Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
New schedule, new season, new direction. This year, the Cardinals will travel over 25,000 miles. They will do battle against Bears, Browns, Texans, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, Steelers, and Commanders on the road. They will face the Bengals, Cowboys, Giants, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Falcons, and Ravens at home. Think there won't be drama? When it comes to Arizona Cardinals football, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Randy, this is very uncomfortable.
Sorry?
I had to shave my entire chest in front, my belly and my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I had to shave all. I got a Magnum PI amount of hair going on here. Well, I did.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. After, let's see, like 35 years since I've seen this be like a bare chest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's disconcerting. First off, I noticed a few things. One, I got very pointy, hard nipples. I've always known my nipples could cut diamonds, but I mean, just now there they are, just doing their thing. You know, it's kind of weird. And the other thing is they're pink. Thought that was weird.
Pink?
Are they supposed to be pink? I always had so much hair on my chest. It was just like a couple little eyes poking out there. And now it's just like, there they are right there. Just like that. You know, they're not big.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. I don't have.
Why don't you show us on the camera?
No, there's no way.
No,
I didn't even show my wife. I'm like, I need. Yeah, I'm definitely not showing my wife.
You're like, no, sweetheart, I need some time.
I'm gonna be a never nude till this stuff grows back. This is not. You ever see a thing where they all of a sudden an owl has no feathers? I don't need that. No, that's not.
Now, did you go razor and shaving cream, or did you go clippers?
No, thank God I didn't. So here's the thing: having the Irish skin, you know, if I shave all the way down the skin, next thing you know, I'm gonna have a bunch of breakout, you know, a bunch of ingrown, and so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it the same way I kind of do my face. I never shave all the way down to my face. I just get right down to where it's still sticking out. So then there's no irritation, no issues. And I did that. And I thought, you know, if it's not good enough, they'll shave a couple of the spots where they need to stick the electrodes. Because I had a heart stress test today.
Yeah.
And so I figured, well, they'll do that. And then they got to me and they're like, no, you're good. Actually, that's fine. As long as you ain't just all kind of nasty in here. Like, you know, like Ralph from Harmon Solar Hair.
Well,
you know. Yeah. So, you know, then that went fine. And stress test. The most stressful thing about the stress test is they made me sit in the waiting room for 50 minutes.
Yeah, that stresses you out right there. Yeah.
Yeah. and I told them off.
Did you?
I did. So about 45 minutes in, I walk up. I'm like, hey, been sitting here for like 45 minutes. Is that part of the stress test? You trying to make me stressed out about being late to get to work? And everybody, I know all the people sitting in, there's a lot of people in the waiting room. They're like, whoa, you can talk like that? And I say, hey, listen, this is going to be the last time you make me sit like this and make me late for something later, or else I'm going to get me a new doctor. Do we got that? Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. How much longer is this going to be? No, not very much longer. Okay. And then I went off to use the bathroom, and they're like, sir. I'm like, I'll finish talking to you when I'm done in the bathroom. I just kept walking. Nope. Nope. I went in the bathroom and like, oh, it's broken. That's what they're trying to serve me. I used it anyway.
Don't you?
I didn't care. I was like, you know what? It's not serious business. It ain't nothing. It ain't hurting it any more than it's already hurt. And I use it. And I walked back and they're like, sir, we were trying to tell you it's broke. I was like, well, what I used it for, it didn't matter. Kept walking. Didn't care. And I didn't get a round of applause from everybody in the waiting room, but I could tell they were like, a lot of them were nodding, like nodding. When I turned around, they were like nodding. Like, yeah. Why? Because why is it? If I told her, I said, if I'm late, you get to charge me full freight and I get thrown out of my my appointment. But if you guys are late getting to me in the waiting room, oh, there's no harm, no foul. You know, you've already charged my insurance. And I said, that ain't right. So I told him off. And I felt pretty good about it.
Good for you.
And
why am I not surprised by that?
For some reason, my blood pressure was up when I went in for the test, but it all went fine. I don't know. Like, I got a bunch more stuff they're going to do. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how that goes. But listen, I'm the kind of guy, if you aggravate me enough, I don't care. I'll cancel every appointment, get a new doctor. I don't even give a damn. I don't give a damn. I mean, there was a couple $100 that I had to pay, so maybe you should be a little slower than that.
Yeah.
Because you got to give the next guy that again.
You do have a bit of a quick trigger, don't you?
No, not that quick. I mean, I was 50 minutes sitting there, until I finally said something about it.
No, I mean by, you have to pay a couple $100 or you have some more tests or whatever. What you were just mentioning, that quick trigger. Well, I'll cancel your ass. I'll go to another doctor. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I was down to my last 200, maybe I'd be like, okay, I'll be over here. I'll be, but I have a few more $200. So yeah, up yours. All right. I was polite enough. I didn't swear, because as we always say, in these situations, the first person who swears loses, and it becomes about the fact you swore, not about the fact that something else they did. Right. So I kept that under control, fine. I just thought it was funny. Sir, I'll deal with you when I come back. I get in there. I'm like, oh, I'm sure they were wondering what I was doing. I was broken. Isn't it broken?
Just sitting there. He's using it, isn't he? He's definitely using it.
I just use it on top of somebody else who had used it. That's all.
Wow.
I was in a snit and I was not going to be unsnitted.
Talk about piling on.
How long am I supposed to wait before I get upset? Everybody's time is valuable.
Well, I mean,
my time is no more valuable than somebody else's.
You're 100% right. You go in there, they have an appointment for you, quote unquote, an appointment. Okay, Mr. O'Brien, you come in at
I was on time
at 10 o'clock this morning, and we'll get you in. Then suddenly it's nearly 11 o'clock, and you still haven't been called back there. You're exactly right. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
My wife has waited for like an hour in the past.
And not said anything? I find that hard to believe.
I'm sure she made comments, but no, she sat there patiently. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like you have to find the sweet spot where, it's you haven't waited so long. Because we went to the movies yesterday. We went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And so we go into the movie theater and they're like, sorry, there's a problem with the audio and we're working to fix it. We're on the phone with IT and we're sitting there. And the preview would show up and they'd be like, I don't think this is not going well. And I was like, but let's be patient. Let's see it through. We've made the effort. We got in the car. We drove all the way over. We paid the ticket. We got in the seats. We're sitting here now. It'd be nice if they turn the air conditioning on. Hey, Dan Harkins, how about maybe bumping that thing about a degree or so for everybody? Last time I spoke directly to Dan Harkins, he was actually listening. And this is back in the 2000, I don't know, 1 or 2. And I had just gotten back from Minnesota. I'm like, hey, Dan Harkins, the hell did you demolish the Sin Capri for? Love that place. I can't believe you did that. Oh, man, he got on the phone. Hey, what the hell, man? That wasn't my idea. I wanted to save the Sin Capri. I'm like, oh, well, I was in Minnesota. Well, yeah, maybe you shouldn't talk before you know what you're talking about. I'm like, you're right.
Can I have some free popcorn vouchers?
No, funny. Right after that, we started getting free Harkins tickets to give away. Because he was cool about it. He was like, I understand. He's like, I was heartbroken too. I was like, oh, all right, we're friends now. Anyway, so what was I talking about?
Sitting in the office, finding the sweet spot before you start
how
spouting
long is
off.
that? Where is the sweet spot?
No, I think it's approaching an hour. Yeah.
Oh, and Dan Harkins, maybe a little cooler on the air conditioning. It was hotter than hell in there. We were waiting for the movie to start.
Yeah, you already said that.
So how long did you say? Half an hour? 45 minutes?
I'd say about 45 minutes. You're entering the sweet spot zone.
So I was within my
Oh,
range.
yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For all the good it does.
Yeah.
Real. Let's see. Kiss the Cook says, wait, we gave him a 5-minute. How long ago was that?
About 5 minutes ago.
Hey, what the hell are you complaining about? Last week, you were all on the freaking bandwagon to run money out of town. Now you're surprised it happened. Every talking head is undefeated after the fact. Listen, it can be both. One of the things that was a frustration was he was very slow to make changes. I don't know if we were ready to run him out of town, but we were kind of shrugging, going, I don't know what happens next. I don't think we were saying fire Monty, fire Monty. I think Keon did. I think I heard Keon say fire Monty.
Well,
Pretty sure he did.
I think you were saying it needed to happen.
Yeah, I didn't say that like to fire him so much as it's going to happen.
Time to move on. Yeah.
But no, we're not talking heads. We're just talking crap. Let's see. Taco Kenny, I'm not going to give you a Laker or Dodger love. I refuse. I just do. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, you had a lot of patience today. Enough patience that you should have been a doctor. I don't know. I don't like when things are gooey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or oozy.
Yeah.
You know,
that's true.
Pussy. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Pinocchio says, afternoon, fellas. Sorry about your sons. But my Celtics romp Philly on the way to the Eastern Finals. Celebratory beer is on me, Randy. Can I tell you, I think that might be the team I'm going to root on from here out. How can we root on the Lakers? We hate the Lakers. How can we root on the team that just whooped our ass? That didn't feel right.
I could be a Nuggets fan easy. Yeah.
Well, I can get you there, but Randy, I think that's probably good. It was for us, not everybody. Yeah.
I just poured 3.
I think you got to be careful,
sir.
So if I don't like the Lakers, and I don't like the Nuggets, and I don't want to support the other teams, the only way you can justify supporting the Nuggets is that, okay, they whooped us, but if they whoop everybody, then we don't look so bad. They were going to whoop everybody anyways. It doesn't matter. We just got them at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's my rationalization. If it does become, I guess, you know what? I want the Nuggets to beat the Lakers, but then I want the Celtics to beat the Nuggets.
I
just want the Lakers to hurt sooner than later, because Ralph is hard to talk to right now.
I respect your reasoning, but I'm just going to root on the Nuggets. I don't care.
I don't like them.
Why don't you like them? What did they do to you?
I don't like Jokic's face, even though he should have been the MVP. We'll talk about that later. I don't like who's that other guy on the team? The guy with the snarl. He's like snarl face.
It's Russell Westbrook, but he's not on this team.
No. It's another snarl face. Give me some names off that team. It'll come to
Aaron Gordon. Can't be Michael Porter Jr. He's got a baby face.
I don't know.
Jamal Murray.
It's Murray. Murray's got a snarl face.
Does he really?
A little bit. Go back and take a look. And maybe it's just because I don't like them.
He's got a mean mug, does he?
A little bit of that constant kind of. I don't know. What was I going to say? I'm sort of easily distracted right now.
Though this is the same Final Four from the bubble. Yeah, it's Nuggets, Lakers, and Celtics, Heat.
Hey, so who are you rooting on, Keon?
I want the opposite finals from the bubble. So Nuggets, Celtics, and then I don't really care who wins from there, but probably the Nuggets. I don't think the Celtics. I don't want to see the Celtics or the Lakers win yet another championship. It just let's get some new.
I don't care who wins as long as it's not the Lakers.
I just don't see the Lakers beating the Nuggets. I'm sorry. Nuggets are just, man, they're good.
You ever hit refresh and see you've got a whole lot of text messages sitting on there?
On occasion, yeah.
That just happened to me. All right, so here's what's going to happen. Gonna take a break. Yes, I did shave part of my armpit hairs, just a little bit. Yeah, he was talking about how I had stink-a-paws, where my deodorant hasn't really been holding up to my stank. I did that a little bit, but I didn't do the full thing. I just did a little bit of I didn't want to look like a carny. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This big white hairless body with a little hair coming out from my pits like that. Just didn't need that. So yeah. All right, we'll get back to the text line when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Today on Hey Culligan's Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey, Culligan, can a smart water softener lift those heavy salt bags for me?
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you, so your water stays soft and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, if you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, Hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're gonna talk about it.
I like that. I just thought I'd clear that up.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we got to get caught up on this text line. It's out of damn control. Big George says, wait, you guys giving away free Harkins movie passes? No, that was back at a show you used to listen to 20 years ago. Mr. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, thank goodness that you weren't going for a prostate exam, because the ladies at the front desk may have taken your comments as your enthusiasm and desire to get the test going before. Well, listen, I don't care what I'm there for. Maybe it's something I don't want to have done. You think I wanted to jump on a treadmill and run this jiggle fest, up to high speed? No, I didn't want to do that. But, there's an appointment. Be on time. Baker's Cocky M says AD is going to make Mark Jackson look smart. Mark Jackson is not going to be the coach of this team. You guys stop it. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you have to give my Sooner softball team some credit. They won their third straight Big 12 championship, and they're 50-1, rated number 1. I've got to give them anything. I don't care about softball, but glad you're happy.
Boomer Sooner.
Do I have to?
No, you don't have to. But he requested it. He's a faithful listener.
Let me check the list here.
Boomer Sooner.
I'm trying to see if softball is really considered a sport.
Oh yeah, I think girls, women's fast pitch softball, sure it is.
Yeah, there it is. But there's an asterisk on it. There is an asterisk on it.
Well, I think that comes down to the co-rec stuff. The what do you call it? Recreational softball. Slow pitch.
In all honesty, yeah, it is a sport. And when the girls play it, it's a sport. Men don't play it, but when the girls play, some of them women are just terrifying. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
They'll hurt you. I mean, I remember when we were back when I was 21. I was playing in that league, and the women were over on another field. And I kind of walked by, I looked over, and I saw the way they were playing and the way they. Yeah. Oh my God! And they're talking to each other. They're terrifying.
They're very passionate about the game. Yeah,
frightening women. And 8953. This is somebody who I always thought was a Suns bot. Might still be a Suns bot, but I guess not working for the Suns. It might be a bot, but not working for the Suns.
Okay.
8953 says my guy Monty Williams got a raw deal being fired, but then he also texts in at other times. During the day and night and morning. So I don't know if that's a real person or not. 8953. If you're a real person, let me know so I can take you off the Suns bot list. And that's the other thing. Yeah, I can still tell a Suns bot. But that one's giving me some pause. King Canton says, what's up, Wonder Boys? On TMZ today, Harvey Levine actually said, what's Devin Booker think about this Bad Bunny Kendall Jenner thing?
And who cares?
Yeah, who gives a damn? Oh, okay. I thought that was a joke, by the way. Is Martha Stewart really on the cover of Sports Illustrated?
And again, who cares? Unless you're Snoop Dogg. I mean,
what the hell is going on in this world? No way it's touched. No way it's touched up. No. Hamilton Porter says John Beeline is a cautionary tale that college doesn't always translate to the NBA. Average Joe says, good afternoon. I'd prefer Nick Nurse, but I'd love for Golden State to fire Kerr. Then he'd be my number 1.
Yeah, Golden State's not going to fire Steve Kerr.
No, he's a made man.
Yeah, he'll leave there when he's ready to leave there, if he wants to leave.
Donnie says, Phil Jackson, you are a Phoenix Suns coach.
No,
thank you. We just got rid of a racist owner. So
isn't Phil Jackson isn't he like 87 now? It's got to be like nearing 90.
Yeah, let's leave Phil Jackson alone to watch Fox News and do what he's got to do.
He's 77, but not a spring chicken.
No.
Cardinal Art says Kenny Atkinson along with Bob Myers and maybe Draymond package deal. Beer me, Randy. Okay. Fifth letter says, bring in Phil Jackson, have him run the triangle. You guys be champions in 3 years. Yeah.
Didn't work for the New York Knickerbockers, though, did it?
People forget about that.
22 says, how did Monty get out coached when they went to the finals? Suns should have let Ayton sign with the Pacers. Their lottery window is more open than championship window. Well, by the way, I don't think we have a pick until 52 on this upcoming draft, so who gives a crap? But I think Monty was out coached in the finals. That was
he was. Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. Budenholzer was doing more moves than Monty was. Yeah.
Lost Toby says, fine, forget the coach. Suns need more shooters. I hear John Morant might be available soon. What a moron. Ja Morant gets himself suspended again for flashing a gun on social media again.
And it's
Hell is wrong
it's so
with him?
stupid too, because there was no reason for it. They're in the car, they're listening to music, they're on the Instagram live, and his friend is the one that tried to save him by putting the phone down the moment he realized there was a gun in the video. John just produced a gun out of nowhere, and he's like, "What the hell? What the hell are you doing? What? Why? Why can't we just jam to this music?"
As you know, Ja Morant had realized what he had to lose and that he would try to be more responsible and smarter, staying away from all the bad decisions.
Ja's friends seem more aware of what Ja has to lose than what Ja seems to realize.
Ja's a make-believe
lose.
Ja's a make-believe gangster. He's a wannabe.
No, you got a $194 million max contract.
I know.
Hasn't even started yet.
I know.
And we've all shook our head, and he says, all right, I got it. I messed up. But quick, let me show you my gun. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Some of the things on Twitter this morning, I've been dying laughing. You know, Ja Morant getting ready to go live on Instagram. Some of the things they've come up with, I just absolutely dying laughing.
You don't got to scroll too much to see on Twitter some Ja Morant comedy.
It's out there.
So what happens now? I mean, this is going to be a lengthy suspension. What do you do with Ja Morant?
I don't know what you do if you're the NBA with Ja Morant. I mean, other than I think you have to somehow make it clear to him you can't do this again. Like there's going to be some kind of no tolerance policy with this, because the NBA is a public product. They market to children. You cannot just have weapons out there. Especially, because this is not the context where you use them just in your car dancing to music. Like, that's ridiculous. And when you go on Instagram Live, kids are watching you. Like, that's primarily who your audience is. So, like, what are you have to know how to do to be better in that regard. And, the NBA's tried to distance itself from that kind of stuff before. It kind of distanced itself from gang lifestyles and things like that. They went through that's why they changed the dress code back in the day. Now, granted, all they did was make rappers dress better. So I don't know that changed anything, but
make rappers dress better.
Yeah. You can't disconnect rap music in the NBA. They are connected.
I understand that, but I mean, you mean to tell me that some rapper would wear what James Harden wore last week, that fur denim latex thing that he wore?
Not really an example of better, but yes.
Oh, yeah, maybe that wasn't my example of better. I meant like suits,
right?
Ties, dress shirts, that kind of thing. But some of them have worn the James Harden fuzzball. That's also been a thing that they've done. So, but
go ahead.
I just think that the NBA is trying to uncouple itself from that, and Ja Morant is making it very difficult on them. So there's going to be some repercussions.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Ja realized, then Ja got high, then Ja got high, then Ja got high. I think he was drunk. I don't think he was high.
I think, and actually, I mean, if you've seen, I don't know, those people have posted videos of Ja Morant drinking, and he can drink. Drunk might be Ja's speed more than high.
Yeah. Beer Bob says the old saying is it takes two to tango, right? Well, the Suns' issue with Jay Crowder, the Suns' issue with DeAndre Ayton, it just can't be those players. Had to be some other disconnect from other management. I think Monty just not liking those guys. Well, I mean, could be culture issues, meaning Monty had a certain expectation, and these guys did not agree to live up to it. It could be a generational gap kind of thing, I don't know the details because until somebody reports them, we don't know them. And, it did seem like Ayton having a little bit of a pouting, a little bit of a tantrum. I remember last year when they got into it. And Monty, you can say what you want about Monty not being very quick to make adjustments, but I feel like he's always going to be a man of high character, a man of integrity, and also a kind of coach is like, hey, we're all going to be respectful. And if you're not, I'm not taking your bull crap. And I think that DeAndre Ayton acted up. Jay Crowder, maybe he acted up. I think Jay Crowder was more about the business, though. I don't think he had a problem with Monty. Do you? I don't remember hearing any problem between Crowder and Monty.
I don't think he had a problem with Monty at all. It was all about his pay.
So, again, it could just be Monty's a little more old school, and these young guys, that's all they say. You got to be a player coach, which I always dissect to, coddling babysitter.
Which
sometimes
the thing
with
is,
these guys.
Monty had a reputation of being a player's coach, so I just wonder where
But
something
you
went
must be a
wrong in
real
there.
anus if you're, getting under Monty's skin.
I mean, potentially. I don't know.
I'm not always the easiest person to be around, but generally in my life, I've realized if you and I don't get along, you're probably an a-hole. And not that I am not that I'm never an a-hole, but I'm just saying the people that I generally don't get along with, other people don't get along with. People I get along with, most people get along with. So as far as Monty seems like such a good guy, nice guy, easygoing guy. If you're not getting along with Monty, it's probably you. He was a respectful. He was, but he was direct, and he, I'm sorry if somebody has a problem with Monty, it's probably them.
There might be something to that, but sometimes just the one voice in the locker room just doesn't get through all the time. Like at some point, people maybe just get tired of hearing it, all that kind of stuff. We've seen that happen many times before, where just the voice in the locker room is just not getting through the way that it used to. And either the coach finds a different way to say the same message or start getting tuned out.
Mr. Pringle says Doc Rivers will likely be available next hoop season.
No,
He'd
thank
make
you.
a great coach for the Suns. He chokes in the playoffs too. All right, 5-minute penalty for Mr. Pringle
thank
for
you.
repeating the exact same text that he sent at 1:25. Telling you, I
5-minute
see them.
major there. Wow.
Stop rehashing your bull crap. I don't do that to you guys. I don't come on here and redo the same stuff I did yesterday. Ishbia says 10:05 needs to hit a home run after making the wrong decision about axing Monty. All right, whoever these bots are, they all agree that firing Monty was a mistake. I don't know that it was a mistake. I feel like maybe it was one season too soon. They should have tried to help him out a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too soft now. Navy Brad says the new coach for the Suns should be Roger Murdoch. He is an airline pilot. What are you talking about, Navy Brad? You talking about from Airplane?
That's the only thing that came to mind to me, and I was just like that. I
was
wish
a
I
basketball scene. Was it in the second one or the first one?
It was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I believe.
Oh, he played Roger Murdoch. I think there was a basketball scene with the guy that was all sweaty, and I can't remember the names of these people. I can't remember the names of the characters in that movie. Did he play Roger Murdoch? I thought the main character's name was Roger Murdoch.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was Roger Murdoch.
I haven't seen that movie in a million years. Have you?
No, I haven't. No, I
It's
haven't.
been a very long
I should probably watch that. King of Kittens sends over a picture of Martha Stewart. Thank you. I'll thank you to never send me a picture of Martha Stewart in a bathing suit again, please. Jeez. The Tom says John Morant is such a moron. His theme song should be Ice-T, You Played Yourself.
There was I saw a video with a rapper yesterday who's also a Crip, and he was just like, yeah, Ja, stop throwing up our gang signs. You're not one of us, and you don't want to be. Don't do like we'll come hang out with you if you want to. You're just not gonna like it. And he seemed very serious. I think John Morant should really assess just how much gang life he actually wants.
You really want that attention?
Because I don't think
You're
he's
a
about that life.
plastic thug. That's what you are.
If even.
Baker's Cocky Hen says the problem with Monty is he's not a good coach. That's not true. Great guy, maybe, but who cares? His coaching ability is equal to his playing ability. Give me Bob Knight if he wins the title. Okay, maybe somebody a little more reasonable. Baker's Cocky Hens, you're talking in all these extremes. I can't agree with you on much of it. So doesn't matter. It's the end of the hour. Hour 2's next. Daily Blender, 1580, The Fanatic.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel,
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine what could relief from IBS-C mean for you. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-8866. That's 800-857-8866.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Yeah. Does anybody else shave their chest? Because
not regularly,
before
no.
I stopped feeling it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could, like my shirt. It just like it's a constant sort of distraction. You know? How long is this going to be weird?
Boy, I don't know. It's crazy.
I really hate this. I'd rather they just shave patches on me, to find where stuff's supposed to be connected. That would have been better.
Fortunately, I don't have that problem because, grass don't grow on the playground, gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, everything that happens here is 18 and over. So there's lots of hair on this. Mars 805 says, happy Marley Monday. And I'm not saying the Lakers part. He says, I'll take an 805, please. And please don't eat the fish. Airplane. Suns coach in 4. Oh, my God. Why does everybody hate the Suns? I don't get it. Why are people listening to this show hateful on the Suns? Donnie, coming from Minnesota, he was saying, well, he just thinks that the media for the Suns is just so homerish and just blind. But he's not listening to this station regularly, and also, because that ain't us.
I've lived in a lot of cities. That's everywhere. Like if you live in San Antonio, they're going to talk about the Spurs in a very homerish
So Donnie
way.
is shocked that he got here.
Yeah.
Why do you talk about Suns so much?
I
Why are you
can't
talking
believe-
more about
the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Like, I can't believe the local media wants the local teams to win. You think? Like, I don't know, man. Like, that's everywhere you ever go is people, except for New York, where hating the team is part of the job. But outside of that, no, everywhere is a homer place. That's
come on,
how
Donnie.
it works.
Donnie, seriously, you at least have to admit this show, if no other show, is honest about what the Suns are. We have a hatred for the Lakers because we just do. That's always been a thing here in the Valley. But you know what? I'm sure the Timberwolves, if they were ever good enough to have a rivalry, you'd hate your people too that you hate. But outside of that, we never sat here and guaranteed a championship. I said when Durant showed up, probably not going to be this year. The good year should be next year. Now, I can't even say that because I have no idea the hell is going to happen with this team next year. But, we've always been realistic about things. You've never heard me be homeristic about my Colts, and you've never heard me be that way about the Suns or the Diamondbacks. Randy's the same way. Keon is the same way. Keon comes from a more abusive sports city than we will ever know. He has suffered greater than Arizona. And
the local stations in those cities, the ones that are the affiliate of the local teams, like the Commander station in Washington bashes the team.
Wow.
Like, that's just part of it. Like, you're never going to separate those things.
Yeah. There's a station here that is paid to always say nothing but glowing, wonderful, nice things. Right now, I'm sure I'm not listening to them, but I would guarantee you they're like, Ishbia is a genius. Ishbia is going to find us a great new coach. And Ishbia. That's what they're saying. Now, I don't know what Ishbia is or isn't yet, but I'm not going to sit here and blow sunshine up your arse because we don't know what's going to happen next. If Ishbia really has gotten in and grabbed this thing, that could be problematic.
So
let me ask you two a question, and I'll tell you when you answer, I'll tell you what I was feeling. When you first heard the news about Monty, what was your first thought? Keon, tell me what your first thought was when you heard the news.
That was fast. I thought there'd be at least some more deliberation about it.
Yeah.
I thought he would be fired.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, maybe a new voice in the locker room would be a good thing. But ultimately, I thought there should have been maybe some more deliberation about it.
I thought the same thing, but the next thought was, I'm also surprised it wasn't faster. Because it happened, I'm almost surprised it didn't happen the day after they got knocked out of the playoffs. See, my first thought was, there goes Monty. Ayton's next. I don't know.
I think that they're going to try to shop him. I think that they'd love to, but anytime people know you want to trade a guy, it's going to be tough to trade a guy. It may end up being
all these guys are tough to trade.
Yeah, I mean the contract and everything, and it might just have to be you have a regular season where you have some good DeAndre Ayton games, build up that respectability, and then try to move him rather than try to move him now when he's at his basically hardest to sell point.
There's going to need to be some genius deals done because Chris Paul's contract, you're going to get anything for him? Maybe, I don't know. Here's the deal. You're not getting anything in the draft because Suns owe Brooklyn the unprotected first round pick in 25, 27, and 29. And the Nets also have a right to swap firsts in the 2028. Phoenix is not allowed to trade a first in any season, but can offer pick swaps in 24 and 26. Phoenix has 5 second-round picks to trade. So everything for the Suns in the future is second-round guys. So forget about the draft saving your bacon. It ain't going to happen. And, so here we are, no coach. I'm sure there's a plan, but the plan has to include somebody's got an idea on how to unload Ayton, how to unload Chris Paul, and get in some more quality players and make sure that bench is deeper. I mean,
well, it's been mentioned a few times, Chris Paul's contract being partially guaranteed this season and not guaranteed at all next season makes him much easier to move because he's basically an expiring contract waiting to happen. So teams love expiring deals. So maybe you might be able to move Chris Paul for something or somebody, but the DA one's going to be tougher.
So at this moment, I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't too upset about Chris Paul. Chris Paul was doing Chris Paul things. Be great if we get out from under him. I think all of us could agree
Ayton. Maybe Ayton's got to go. But now you're like, okay, hold on. Can another coach get out of Ayton what we've always hoped Ayton would give us?
I don't know. I don't know because I wasn't in the back rooms in the training facility when DeAndre and Monty were, having their relationship. I don't know. I don't know if a Nick Nurse could come in here.
That didn't, they were having a relationship.
Maybe I should rephrase that.
Yeah, you probably wanted to do phrasing on that.
When they were getting together.
When they were spooning?
No, I wasn't talking about spooning.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Well, the player coach thing.
That sounds inappropriate. That sounds like sexual harassment at the workplace.
Well, I don't think anybody is guilty of that. Robert Sarver's gone.
You're
so
saying there's a spooning going on.
Didn't think that there was any spooning. I never said that. Anyway, what was I saying?
Why did this get so weird?
I don't know.
I don't know how that happened. Anyway, I don't know if a Nick Nurse. Now, if a Ty Lue came in here, okay. If a Ty Lue came in here, I would give it a run because I think Ty Lue can communicate with DeAndre Ayton and probably get the most out of him than Monty was able to. I think Ty Lue is more of a. I think he's more of a. I know Monty is
millennial whisperer.
Well, I just think he's more of a coach that can motivate players, especially young players, and teach them the things they need to do in a way that doesn't ruffle their feathers. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe he's a babysitter. He's patting baby powder in his ass, and telling him a good boy. But the bottom line is, how do you motivate DeAndre Ayton? That's the question here.
And I think Ty Lue does a really good job of figuring out what people are good at and then maximizing that. So, he's going to figure out what DeAndre Ayton's good at and really maximize that. I do agree with Randy. I would be less inclined to hang on to DeAndre Ayton if you go get a Nick Nurse, because Nick Nurse is tough. He's more of a disciplinarian type too, because the thing is he's a really good tactician. He's got really good strategy, but he wants his strategy run a certain way. And if you're not going to get along with Nick Nurse. So if you didn't get along with Monty, who is nicer, he's nicer. You're not going to get along with Nick Nurse, and at that point, maybe move DeAndre Ayton.
But let's keep in mind that Nick Nurse also had to deal with some egos too. I mean, he had Kawhi Leonard on that team, so he had to kind of step around that just a little bit. But these guys respect him, and I don't know if DeAndre is at a point in his career where he could just step in and say, "Oh, I'm going to go ahead and just let Nick Nurse tell me how to get this thing done." I don't think anybody's gotten to DA yet to make him understand, look, man, you're still real young in this league. What you need to do is listen more and talk less. You know what I mean?
Oh, I just had an idea, Randy.
All right.
I just had an amazing idea.
All right.
You buy DeAndre Ayton out of his contract with V-Bucks from Fortnite or whatever, Xbox game passes, golden passes. Just try to buy him out with that. You might be able to get it happen.
Is he into that sort of thing? Is that what DeAndre likes to do?
Of course, he plays video games.
He looks a little too old to.
Oh no, he's got the face of a 55-year-old, right. But he's got the body and mind of an 18-year-old. So
right, yeah, I keep forgetting.
And he's 24, so
he looks 44.
I like my idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just giving it here. We got DeAndre Ayton. Listen, here's the thing. It's not working out. You know it. We know it. We all know it. Some other team's going to pick you up. Don't worry about it. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to cancel your contract. Here's an Xbox card. It's good for life. You'll never have to pay for Xbox again.
See,
it's a gold pass. It's a gold pass.
Well, this is a platinum pass. Then.
It's a platinum pass. Yeah. It never expires.
Yeah.
And then here's $1 million V-Bucks from Fortnite, because we know you're going to be playing that.
He's going to want more than $1 million V-Bucks.
Just give him tons of that. You can probably spend about $23,000 and get rid of him if you just give him the video game token.
I'm just saying his contract's like $130 million, isn't it?
I know, but he'll be like, oh, Xbox, and then you just sign this and you run away.
So then he and Kyler will get together on the what is it, the headset chatty thing.
Well, they probably could have tried to do the same with Kyler Murray if they've been.
See what I got here, Kyler? Maybe you could score this too. See, yeah, I like it.
You work with a video game company and say, listen, give him a skin that looks just like him for every single game he plays, and we'll pay you for the skin, and you give that to him, and then boom. There goes the contract.
You know, the Kevin Durant, he's in the what is the Modern Warfare game?
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they gave him his skin for that. I'm just saying, there's ways to reach these young guys, and they won't even know that you know the money was.
Interesting.
Gone.
Yeah, that's something right there.
Keon's upset because he knows I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
He knows we could probably fool these guys with V-Bucks.
I think Keon's writing it down right now because he's going to make a call.
It's not a bad plan, you know. So we'll see. You know,
Keon's like, no wonder Radio Ron was offering me V-Bucks. God damn it. Yeah,
he just didn't know which console to offer me the money.
Raven Kid says it's not V-Bucks. That's for Fortnite. Call of Duty uses COD points. Fish? He uses fish.
No, I think it's COD is a acronym. Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Duty.
Yeah.
Is that what fish are?
No.
Oh. Weird. Raven Kid's weird. Baker's Cocky Hen says, growing up a Michael Jordan fan, you'd expect to win titles and not make the playoffs. I consider a good coach one who can get a ring, not get close, then wet the bed up 2-0 versus a hobbled Giannis. Monty is average, period. His best coaching job is getting through injured Western Conference in 2021.
Well, I don't think that's.
I hate that. No, there's some truth there.
Well, there might be some truth there right now, but I don't.
That there is.
I don't think that's the 100% truth. I think Monty.
No, but there's some truth to that whole injured Western Conference.
Well, I do understand what he's saying there, but I feel like that was just kind of haterade, to be honest.
Oh no, it's totally haterade, but he ain't wrong.
I think that Monty is going to be an exceptional head coach. He's got to get over the hump, and once he does that, I think some team's going to have a fantastic head coach.
Look, anytime a guy can get you to a finals, you know, can be as good, especially in the regular season, as Monty was. It's not average. He is above average at coaching, but in the playoffs, he did have his struggles, and I think that is, you know, the part where it's going to cost him, and it costs a lot of coaches. It costs Mike Budenholzer. It cost Nick Nurse, guys who are good coaches, but because of the situations that they were in, like teams want to go further. And once you prove that you can get to a point, but you can't quite get over that hump, and Monty, it's been second round, semifinals, elimination games, losing badly, then trying to get over that hump, teams are gonna ask you to get themselves that opportunity.
Monty will get fired because people are still hiring Doc Rivers, aren't they?
Yeah, even though Doc Rivers won a championship a long time ago and has been dining out on one championship for like 3 presidencies now, and here we are.
Lost 10 game 7.
It's impossible that guy gets hired again, but he will get hired again. I know
5
it
more than any other NBA coach. 10
He's going to come full circles and end up being a Clippers head coach again.
So at some point in the way, and who knows? Then he might actually win it all right when we think he can't. I don't know, but Doc Rivers is so overrated. Like, how does he keep getting jobs? I don't know. I got no clue.
888-368-1580. Twitty says, were you talking about the Iliad or the Odyssey? When you mentioned Homer.
Iliad, isn't that dog race in Alaska every year? The Great Alaskan Iliad.
It have to be the Honda Odyssey.
That's the Iditarod.
We were talking about the Honda Odyssey.
Iliad.
That's where Homer is.
Iditarod, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
Historian says, historically speaking, the temple of the god Mercury was dedicated, on Aventine Hill in Rome today, back in 495 BC.
How do we know that's actually what happened?
Well, somebody wrote it down.
How do we know they wrote it down and not some joker throughout history that said he was there, but he really wasn't?
I have the same questions about the Bible, Randy. Big George says, what do you guys think of the rumors that the Suns might make a run at James Harden?
No, dear God, no. Have the Suns not learned anything from the Arizona Diamondbacks? Have they not learned any? What did the Diamondbacks do earlier this year? They released Madison Bumgarner and ate most of his contract. What will you do if you get James Harden here where he is in his career right now? I'm just saying, please listen to reason.
That is a mistake. That you can't bring James Harden in here. I don't know. First off, I don't know how he makes you better necessarily in terms of fit. James Harden is defensive liability that needs to dribble the ball a lot to score.
And them outfits are going to be too hot for him here.
Well, that's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Scratch Me Because says John might be available, and with Arizona gun laws, he'd fit right in. Yeah, it is an open carry state, but I don't think the NBA cares about that. I think it's more about the other part.
The optics.
The lefty says Buffalo Bill was trying to have a skin for every game he played too. Well, there's a callback to the 90s. Cardinal Art says maybe Monty goes back to San Antonio, and until Pop goes back upstairs. What do you think, Keon? Beer me, Randy.
I was actually distracted. I was Googling whether or not.
It's a good question. He's like, what if Monty goes back to San Antonio until Pop goes back upstairs? You know what? He would be really actually good there.
That would be a really good fit for him. And I think that also the Spurs do a really good job with player development. So they're always going to have young guys that need that kind of mentorship that Monty has been historically good at. So that wouldn't be the worst plan for the Spurs.
Who's that girl there though? Becky Hammond? I think she would murder Pop on the court on the day that they like.
Well, she went to the WNBA
or put him in the ring. Is that what she was sitting there forever as an assistant?
Yeah.
She got to coach a couple games for him.
And I believe she coached the summer league and like just won the whole thing there. And then I won a bunch of games that she filled in for him. Yeah.
Pop's a dead man. If they give this just to Monty after she sat there and smelled his old man ash for how many years? Oh.
In the organization as a WNBA player and then an assistant coach, and then that happens to her. Yeah, it's not great.
She's next. Beer Nuts says Doc Rivers will be the next Phoenix head coach. No, he won't. He ain't fired from the 76ers yet. And I don't think they will. I think they'll hold on.
Well, it is only Monday. So
Bandwagoner says getting James Harden would be the worst. We already have one old player who chokes in the playoffs. Yeah, but Chris Paul is just, Big George says, what about Becky Harmon? Oh, is it Harmon or Hammond?
Hammond.
Yeah, I was right. I heard she was a candidate for the Suns head coach position.
Well, it depends on.
I never heard that.
How she feels about her job in Vegas, coaching in the WNBA. With the Aces.
So, do you think she would, if she were offered the job, do you think she would take it over the WNBA? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
This is the NBA, man.
Historical. It'd be a historical thing. And she's so you tell me she's coaching the Aces, but then she's still an assistant for Pop?
No, that's what I am saying. She isn't working with the Spurs anymore.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, you know why? Women's basketball. Hefty Lefty says Popovich is going to heaven.
Oh, I was thinking more front office, but
yeah. Yeah, that part's debatable, Hefty Lefty. Raven Kid says comparing James Harden to Madison Bumgarner is an awful comparison. Harden can still have great games while Bumgarner was only there to raise ticket sales. Still don't think the Suns should get him. He clashes with Booker's style too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you get James Harden, it would be to sell tickets. And it's not like we've seen the very best out of James Harden. Because like James Harden, we gave him credit this playoff run and rightfully so in the games that he played well. But there were games where James Harden simply did not exist. And that is also part of James Harden in the playoffs. We've seen what he's done in Houston in the postseason. Absolutely choked away a game that they should have won, didn't win that game, went to a game 7, lost to the Warriors in 7. That should have been the Rockets going to the NBA Finals that year. But he choked. So that was when he was in his prime. Now he's not in his prime. And you're going to bring him in to choke some more?
Sounds like bringing in Mad Bum to me.
That's what I'm saying. I think Randy's got a point.
Speaking of choking, Blissful A says, why doesn't anyone blame Booker for always choking in big games? He's a Supermax contract player, yet he's never blamed for choking. Well, generally, when he's playing bad, the entire team is playing bad. And, I don't know if I would give that to Booker as a choke when he plays like a mere mortal. He still had over 20 points, even in the worst of games. He's a journeyman. He does his job. Durant does his job. It's the other people who have not been doing their jobs. I don't know. Do you think Booker chokes?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't think he chokes. I think he was tired. He only had, was it 12 points the last game?
Tired is irrelevant.
Tired is irrelevant, but I mean tired in the sense that when you are a team's main scoring option most of the time, the legs are going to go on you if you have to be 50-point guy to even have a chance to win. Like they didn't even blow out the Nuggets in any of the games that he scored 47, 45 points. They just barely won.
And that's what I mean about Monty's offense. It wasn't creative. It went through Booker. It was Booker. If Booker wasn't on, the Suns weren't on. And it's just plain and simple.
All right, we got to take a break. We are very late. I'm so late, I think we might be pregnant. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No payments and no interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as the leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/radar. That's netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-8866. That's 800-857-8866.
Throw to the plate. Tag and he's out. The Arizona Diamondbacks are off to a great start with young talent playing exciting baseball, competing with the best of the league. This team is full of confidence. How long will the surprising Snakes keep this pace up? What awaits the team now that we are in May? When it comes to Diamondbacks baseball, listen for all the news, information, trades, injury updates, and more. If it's local and it's Diamondbacks baseball, we talk about it. It's gone! 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Well, we've been talking about the Suns all this time. Got a lot of other stuff we got to talk about, but let's finish this up. Bandwagoner says, of course, Becky Hammon would take a position coaching in an actual basketball league that people watch if given the opportunity. Wait, let's jokes aside.
Maybe Becky Hammon might be interested. Because here's the thing with the WNBA, it is growing in talent. The more girls grow up to be women that grow up to play this game, the higher the level goes. And maybe Becky Hammon might be more interested in continuing to build that. Maybe she would be interested in coaching in the NBA too. I don't know. I'm just saying it's not a foregone conclusion. She would just leave the WNBA and coach in the NBA.
Here's why she would. Because, you've got a lot of little girls who see the WNBA and there's a lot of women playing. So, okay, we got that down. Women can play basketball and little girls will watch them play too. And we've got a lot of women who are coaching in the WNBA. All right. Got that figured out. Everything's straight. Got assistants. We got across the board women in the WNBA. What you've never had is a head coach that is a woman. That is a groundbreaking, glass ceiling busting kind of thing. I know that it's groundbreaking going up, the glass ceiling down. Anyway, my point is, of course she would do it. She has almost a responsibility to women everywhere to take the job and be the first female head coach and go out there and kick some ass to show there should be more women in sports and more women coaches. I mean, it took forever before we got women referees and umpires and this and that. And now they're starting to come out a little more, aren't they? Somebody's got to go first. And I think that if she had that opportunity, she can always go back to the WNBA. She can always consult the WNBA. She could always speak about the WNBA from a higher position where more ears can hear. I think 1,000,000% chance that she says yes if offered a head coaching job in the actual NBA.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I would love to see it. That as a fan, I actually am a fan of the WNBA. I watch it, but I just think that for her, she's gonna have to find the right situation. If, for instance, the Suns job opens up and it's Matt Ishbia, and she's like, I don't like that dude. Doesn't really seem like a situation for me. Maybe some of the issues, the stories out there. Just want to stay away.
Get offered by Ishbia
or whatever. I'm just
more
saying,
likely the Spurs,
but but we'll see with the Spurs situation. But it's not open right now, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then there's always Monty. Martin Luther King got on the phone with Nichelle Nichols, who plays Uhura in Star Trek. And she was saying, I'm thinking maybe I don't want to do this job. And he's like, hey, you need to do this because little girls everywhere need to see you on that bridge with all those other people to show, somebody in a position of authority or of competency and whatever. At that time, 1966 or whenever this was going down, it's like, hey, we need you on that bridge. They need to see someone who is your color, who is also a woman. All the things about you that are you, they need to see that there. And I would hope that somebody would go up to Becky Hammon and say the same stuff. Little girls need to see you there.
She did interview for a few jobs. She didn't get them, so she went to the WNBA. But yes,
I got you. But if the opportunity presents itself, to her or anyone else, you got to do it. You got to do. Somebody's got to be first in paving the way for the others. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, I would trade Booker in a second. He's not a winner. He doesn't have the heart superstars have. Oh, stop.
And that's why you would never be a general manager in a minute.
Just stop.
You what? I don't even know where to start with that. First off, the heart thing, I need a person who actually gives a damn, but like there's an idea of heart that people have in their head, yelling and screaming and shouting. And Devin Booker doesn't have to be those things to have to be a guy that has heart. Secondly,
neither did Monty.
Neither did Monty. Devin Booker is bleeping awesome. And so like you trade him, you lose that trade. You almost get nothing back for him that would be better than him.
Yeah. Booker is the last person you need to be getting rid of. Historian says James Harden is where team ball movement goes to die. Big George says, turns out the Toronto Raptors are also interested in Becky Hammon. And he sent me a link. I guess Bleacher Report is saying there's some rumors about that. Good for her. Dr. Maxter says, hey guys, great show. Listening from the green state of North Carolina. By the way, Mr. White, your gobbler is in the front yard, and he is massive. In any case, rumor has it DeAndre Ayton got Monty fired. It's not a rumor. It was just angry, yelly guy from First Takes shouting that crap. He says, do you think Suns will still keep DA or get rid of moody, childish, non-journeyman antics? I guess it's going to depend on what you can and can't do. It's going to depend on who is this next coach going to be. Can this next coach reach inside of DeAndre Ayton and get out of him what we've been hoping that they could get out of him? So we can't even answer those questions. So you know who the coach is. Depends on the coach.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Hire a guy, maybe not even the wrong guy. Just hire a guy that
or
doesn't
gal, sexist.
I mean, I'm just assuming based on the hiring history of the league.
See how close that finger is to your eyeball right now, Keon?
Yeah, it's very close. It's deeply uncomfortable. I wish you would stop doing that.
I haven't. Look at that. I have not even clipped that fingernail. So you could probably. I'm going to give you an infection.
You could put an eye out. That's not. that seems
also
unfair.
My nipples probably could put an eye out. 888-368-1580.
I'm glad that's not in my face. That's worse. Definitely worse.
I'm sitting here running on that treadmill, looking down, being like, "Oh God, we're supposed to go away." Why does this have to happen? Cardinal Art says, so would you trade D Book for Dame time? Straight up, Keon asking for a friend.
Straight up?
Dame Lillard for Devin Booker.
I think Booker's a little younger. I will stick with Booker.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, John Morant has to go for good. Pro Sports needs to lay the hammer down. Oh, really? Like we did with Deshaun Watson? We need to lay the hammer down like we've done with, I mean, there's a long list, but I'll start it with Deshaun Watson. I like your thinking, but it ain't going to happen. Big George says, okay, people who are suggesting that the Suns get rid of Devin Booker. That person doesn't know basketball. He's a hardworking franchise player. That is the cornerstone of this team. I'd rather the Suns trade everybody else before even thinking about trading Devin Booker.
And do you know what that says about your organization if that's the guy you choose to trade? You'll never get another free agent again, man.
Nope. Random Texter says they need to hire Bill Laimbeer and spend a month with DeAndre Ayton. No, because DeAndre Ayton would just go home and cry. I don't think that, I don't know. Bill Laimbeer is probably not probably 1,000,000% the wrong person. Right guy with the, but wrong person to communicate.
Unless you think that Bill Laimbeer is going to teach him some of his finest moves. Like, here's how you take someone's head off with your elbow when you rebound the basketball. Now, if you're saying he's going to teach him that, I mean, it would be entertaining to see. I would have to see that.
DeAndre Ayton will not listen to Bill Laimbeer. Why? Because he probably has seen some tape where Bill Laimbeer got hurt. And that is not something DeAndre Ayton is interested in.
I don't know about that. I do know that Bill Laimbeer.
He doesn't have heart.
Bill Laimbeer is because Bill Laimbeer did coach in the WNBA and tough. That's his reputation.
Oh, no, I know he's tough. He's tough. Bill Laimbeer's tough. DeAndre Ayton, not tough.
I'm saying that I don't know if it's necessarily a hurt thing. I think that just Bill Laimbeer's
entire
personality
shows you some moves and some stuff. That he's like, I'm not doing that. I'm getting hurt. I don't want to get hurt like you did. Remember Bill Laimbeer had to wear the mask because he got so hurt. Do you remember that? Randy, you remember when Bill Laimbeer wore the mask?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Random texture says Bill Laimbeer knew how to put his wrist above his head. Yeah, you're right. DeAndre Ayton doesn't know how to do that. Raven Kid says Bill Laimbeer would make Ayton want to take time off for mental reasons. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Let's talk about something else, though. A little more basketball, but then we got to move on. All right, so Joel Embiid, we've not seen you since some things went down. Joel Embiid just dropped a giant turd in the pool, and then Harden did the same thing, and that is why they are now out of the playoffs. Now people are starting to question whether or not Joel Embiid should have been the MVP. Now it's about the regular season, right? So if that is what they decided regular season, what happens in the playoffs don't matter. So maybe they should. Maybe you shouldn't come up with an MVP till the end of the year. I don't know.
I mean, maybe, but even then, how do you do that in the playoffs? Like, sometimes you just have a bad team and then you do all kinds of things. Not saying that was Joel Embiid's situation. I'm just saying, as far as greater MVP conversation goes, you do all kinds of things to try and help your team win that might not be statistically great for you. I don't know. I think that the MVP being a regular season award should be fine. If you get hurt in the playoffs, that's going to kill your chances of winning the MVP, even if you were available all regular season. And I just, because that's Joel Embiid's thing. Like we're killing him for what he did in the playoffs. The guy came back way early from a knee injury that I don't care what Doc Rivers says. That knee injury should have kept him out a couple of weeks at least. And he played through it and obviously looked bad. And now people are like, well, he shouldn't have been the MVP. Well, if all he cared about was winning the MVP and say you did this in the postseason, do we want guys really going, am I going to play through this injury because it's going to tank my chances of winning the MVP? No, I want the playoffs to be the playoffs. You focus on the title. You focus on the championship. That's the team award. And then you know what? If you're lucky enough to make it to a finals and you're the best player in the finals, you get the finals MVP. That's how I feel about it.
No, I'm still trying to think about this. Jokic versus Joel Embiid. A lot of people before the playoffs, when they were talking about who the MVP would be, were saying, well, no, Jokic. Everybody was saying Jokic. And the only reason he didn't get it is because they don't like to give it out 3 times in a row. So, it does feel weird. Like, how did Jordan not get 3 in a row? Mm-hmm. How did LeBron not get 3 in a row? How did Kobe not get 3 total? Like that, it does feel weird to then turn to Jokic and be like, you're the guy we're going to finally break this for. But it's not, it was a very close race. It wasn't Jokic gap Embiid. It was Jokic and Embiid, kind of a gap Giannis, kind of a gap everybody else. And I was an Embiid guy most of this season because I just thought he's a better defender. And Jokic is going to put up all of the offensive numbers that are going to make you say Jokic. But Embiid was doing similar things, not quite to Jokic's level, but he was also playing incredible defense, and Jokic is being hidden on defense from his team. So I went Embiid a little bit more, but it was a close race the whole way. Jokic steps up to the moments and the adversity. I don't like him, don't care for him, but I don't know. I probably would have voted Embiid. I mean, I'm sorry, Jokic on that one. I don't know, just me. 888,
and I think you would have had a strong case.
368-1580. One last thing. Remember, we're going to be done talking basketball. I don't know if you saw this video of these Knicks fans. They were leaving, and they saw these Julius Randle posters, and then yanked them down, and you started stomping on them, joyously stomping on them.
Oh boy!
Well, you guys are idiots. Why would you? So what? So Julius Randle, averaged 25 points a game this year for you. Julius Randle, yeah, he was inconsistent in the playoffs, but and that was probably his worst game, going 3 for 14 and all that. But come on. I mean, seriously, how does that help? You tear down his poster and stomp on it. Oh yeah, you sure showed him.
I think that's the mindset of fans nowadays, especially in markets like New York, Philadelphia, LA. That's the mindset of there's no respect. There's no taking into consideration what the guy did for you all season long. And what have you done for me lately? And here's what I think of you because we didn't move on in the playoffs.
And not just lately. Julius Randle went to the Knicks when kind of nobody believed in Julius Randle.
Right.
And also nobody really believed in the Knicks.
Right.
And then he made them a competitive team that made the playoffs the first year he was there.
Yeah.
And because he did that, free agents actually wanted to go to New York and play for the Knicks, which was something that nobody wanted to do.
Right.
And that's how you got Jalen Brunson. Was that team was a viable team because Julius Randle was there. How on earth and how dare you, for a guy that actually made your place a place that people want to go, stomp on a poster of him after what he did to your organization, your entire organization, which is, regardless of what anybody has to say, until you win an Eastern Conference Finals, one of the biggest jokes in the entire league. How dare you do that?
Drunken New Yorkers. That's all I can say.
And that's how they do that. Yeah, that's a good explanation. That's a good
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Today on Hey Culligan, Smart Home, Smarter Water Softener. Here's Kevin.
Hey Culligan, get a smart water softener, lift those heavy salt bags for me.
Kevin, it can.
Wait, it can?
Yep, the smart high-efficiency water softener from Culligan can alert your dealer when the salt needs to be replaced, and they'll do it for you. So your water stays soft, and you stay away from lifting the bags.
I mean, I could lift them if I wanted.
No judgment here, Kevin. We're happy to do it, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Wendy's Strawberry Frosty is back for the summer. Because if it's summertime, it's Frosty time. Beach time, Frosty time. Tea time, Frosty time. Me time, Frosty time. Treat yourself to Wendy's Strawberry Frosty this summer and make time for Frosty time. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Now open till midnight or later.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families. But navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the wealth management solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those 2 annuities and 2 REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let's talk a little baseball, Randy.
Let's talk a little baseball.
Suns are still 3 games back off the Dodgers, but that could change because
D-backs.
What did I say?
Suns.
Said Suns. It's a lot of
the
Suns.
Suns are
today.
also 3 games back from
Well,
the
it's
Diamondbacks.
in a twist of fate.
And the
Suns too. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So, maybe we can make up a little ground here over the next 3 to 6 games. We'll see what happens. But Ralph's not here. So I can say it. The Dodgers are looking pretty solid. So I don't know. Let's talk about some things that have happened. Did you see how Bryce Harper, he got ejected? They say he charged at the Rockies dugout, but I don't think that's correct. I saw the video. He was charging at Jake Bird. And Jake Bird was talking some nonsense.
Yeah.
Jake Bird deserved to get punched in the face.
Well, I don't know. It's all the way you look at it. I don't know what Jake Bird was saying, and I don't know what would have prompted him to do that. But I think if a pitcher comes in and he gets out of an inning, gets out of a sticky situation, since we're doing all this bat flipping, why is it so bad for pitchers to show a little emotion when they're walking off the end? But the guy, you know. But I'm quick to say the guy, he needs to keep his mouth shut when he's chirping at the other team. You don't chirp at the other team. You want to scream. You want to yell to the heavens. You want to slap your glove. You want to show some emotion. I'm all for it. But don't be chipping at the other team. And I think that's where this all went.
Yeah, it was more than just, ha-ha.
Yeah.
He was talking some crap. And And then Harper came running at him directly and was trying to get to him. And then the other, even Bird was like, come on, let's go. So, no, this is all on Jake Bird more than anything.
I would think so. Yeah. In this case. Sure.
But, because originally they made it sound like it was Bryce Harper versus the Rockies, period. Like he'd lost his mind for no reason and he took a run at their dugout.
And Bryce said after the game, I think he said in his, I was reading somewhere in his interview, I have no problem with a pitcher, that's going to be pumping his fist or, he's fired, but don't be chipping at the other team. And I agree with that 110%. If I was on the Phillies and he was chirping at my team, I'd tell him to go sit down. I'd have something to say about it as well. I mean, that's the way you do it. You don't do that. You don't just go back and forth like that.
And manager Rob Thompson said, a guy yelling in your dugout, that shouldn't happen. Flat out shouldn't happen.
No.
So don't get this story twisted. It's not about Bryce Harper. It's about Jake Bird, the pitcher for.
I would agree with that. Yeah. The Jake Bird part. Yeah.
So another thing that it kind of happened. Remember I told you how ESPN is dumb?
Yes, we've mentioned that several times. I believe we've talked about that. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and Mark Thompson, you're exactly where you should be. Stay with ESPN. We don't need you as a coach for the Suns. But here's I don't know who's the moron. Tristan Casas, or is it Casas?
Casas, but yeah, go ahead.
That's Spanish for houses.
It is. Mm-hmm.
Well, he was mic'd up for Red Sox and on Mother's Day. And they talked to him in between innings or didn't talk to him during the game, did they?
No, they talked to him during the game.
While he's standing on base
this is a new feature that ESPN has come up with. They used to
be paying attention to the game.
Well, they should. And Casas is the first baseman, but apparently he can have a discussion with the ESPN Baseball Tonight crew. But anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, they're like, hey, there, Casas there. You got a dead mom, huh? Hey, how's that feel? Like, what? So they asked him this inappropriate sort of, his mom died when he was young. And then they're like, well, it's Mother's Day. How does that make you feel?
It was Carl Ravage's question.
Not
Carl Ravage asked the question.
Carl Ravage asked that question. I couldn't believe it because, man, you've been doing this for how long? And he said, I know your mom passed away when you were young. What does Mother's Day mean for you and your brother?
Oh my God!
Seeing as your mom died when you're young, I mean,
and the poor guy, he's standing there, trying to play the game, and his voice cracks while he's trying to answer this question because he got completely ambushed. I don't think he really thought he'd have to answer a question about his dead mom. And I was stunned. I've never seen anything like that before.
Okay, so 98% of those questions we know. Jeffrey and I know for sure. I don't know, Keon, if you know that, but when you get to that level, they're not written by the anchors. Some associate producer has been tasked with writing questions, and he's probably put them on a paper.
This is gonna be so good.
Ravage probably didn't even see it coming until he was halfway through the question. So shame on him for not pre-reading it. And that associate producer who came up with that question should be absolutely canned.
He probably is. I mean,
oh my God,
that poor dude was standing there trying to figure out how am I going to answer this question without crying in the middle of a baseball game.
Base,
and then the thing is,
the ball goes by his head. The
guy
ball runs over.
The ball gets hit, so he starts running to first base so that he can, be on the bag just in case he needs to, to get the guy out. And you're just like, and at that point, you can hear it. That is the moment in the interview they lost it. He was just done answering questions at that point. Just because you can't do that on Mother's Day.
Hold on, Tristan. Tristan, come back. Tell us about your dog that got hit by a car.
I'm surprised it wasn't Mushmouth Perez that said something like that. Hey, well, listen, how is it on Mother's Day for you, Chicken?
I have a mama.
I know your mom died many years ago. How is it on Mother's Day for you?
He really does sound like that. Oh, no, Randy, I'm never going to be able to hear that.
Yeah, let's put Mushmouth on a nationwide broadcast.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know why, but for some reason, the Red Sox got blown out. Cardinals won 9-1.
Because they lost Cassis for the whole game. That's
No, somebody had to come out of the dugout and kind of like lead Cassis back to the dugout. Come on. Innings over.
There's another
Come on.
error on Cassis. I mean, how incredibly weird this is after we asked about his dead bone.
Could have been worse. He could have been Ryan Feltner. Bam! Did you see that?
Oh,
my God.
That was scary. That was all kinds of scary.
Yeah, Nick Castellanos sent him a message by way of line drive and cracked his skull and gave him a concussion. He has a fracture.
I got to tell you, and I know this seems very cliche. It could have been much worse, and I know the paper or the news outlets are saying that, but seriously, it could have been much worse. What's going to be interesting is to see if this kid returns to the mound and is able to be effective as a pitcher now.
Yeah, I think right now what was really going to be the most important part is will he be able to form a complete sentence again?
Well, his brain function, everything is fine. Yeah, he does have a fractured skull,
and he is concussed.
But once he gets through this, will he be able to go out and pitch again?
Yeah, well, he will miss some time as he sorts that out and figures that out. But dang. I don't know. I mean, again, the next thing, the question is start to pop up. Okay, well, what do we do about this? What do you do about that? Yeah,
well,
you don't do anything about it.
It's part of the game.
Get
I
him
don't know
those
what to say.
Big ass helmets like in football, I guess, for the pitcher.
Maybe I guess. In college softball, a lot of the girl pitchers, they wear like a face mask because they're even closer than Major League Baseball pitchers, but there's not the exit velocity that there is in baseball. But
what is your problem, Ken? What's going on with that microphone?
No, nothing's wrong with the microphone. There was just a big old bug on it. Right next to my mouth. And
is it that time of year again?
It is that time of year again. Yeah.
Randy and I will be working from home. 888-368-1580.
It's not like the one time that you were on the air in the studio there and bees were coming out of the ceiling.
No.
I've had bees come out of that ceiling, and I've had wasps. And they finally plugged the hole outside that was doing that. It's
true story.
Let's see. I can tell you in that studio, we've had bees, wasps, ants, aphid-looking weird things, a giant locust-looking grasshopper thing.
Keon wants to go home now.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the bugs.
Well, you see them, let me know, and we'll call a guy.
Will do.
Is it call a guy time, or is that just a singular bug?
That was just a singular bug.
Keep your eye out.
Speaking of call a guy, I was reading this afternoon. We haven't heard anything about Angel Hernandez lately from the world of baseball.
I thought he retired.
Nope. He's still there. Angel Hernandez.
He hasn't called again since a game since April 3rd. He has not been on the field.
He gets COVID?
No, he's got a back injury and he is slated to return. However, his lawsuit against Major League Baseball for not hiring him to any of the World Series crews based on racial bias here or whatever.
Because I'm Hispanic.
Yeah.
No, try again.
Yeah.
Try again.
That's still intact. And
because
still
I'm
ongoing.
a woman.
Yeah. No.
Interesting, but no, try again.
So there you go. I thought I'd give you an Angel Hernandez update.
I think the longer he's out, the better it is for baseball right there. So Keon was telling me today that the Oakland A's have reached an agreement to develop the Las Vegas site for their stadium, and it's on the Strip. And they were looking at backup places, but I guess they've made a deal for a 30,000 seat stadium on 35 acres, and it's about $1.5 billion.
So is that the Tropicana site? I didn't see the article. Is that the?
Yeah, you're right. It is. It's the Tropicana site, and they're only asking $400 million from Las Vegas. So they got $1.1 billion. They're like, come on, help out here. $400 million could be worse, huh?
Could be worse.
Pay your own damn bills.
I get it.
So it's funny because Keon is like, I actually asked Keon before the show, I was like, why do we need to talk about this? Because people are very interested in having a team in Vegas. I'm like, we have a team here.
That's true. I don't
I
know.
can't
I
wait
don't.
for this team in Vegas so we can go watch some
But
baseball.
every time Vegas gets a new team, Vegas gets a hockey team, and everyone's just interested in the fact that Vegas has a hockey team. I don't know. I just is.
Well, as soon as LeBron retires, they'll have an NBA team as well.
That's so it's been reported.
If sports could just be better in Arizona, we wouldn't have to have these conversations.
Right.
That's really
that's a
nobody's
good point.
fault but our own, I guess. So, all right, guys, that is 2 hours down and uno to go. That's one in Spanish, man. It's a daily blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-8866. That's 800-857-8866.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
I know I need money for retirement, but what should I invest in? I also need money for the kids' college fund, and I'm not sure I have enough insurance. How do I balance all of this? I need a stockbroker, a financial planner, and an insurance agent? Ugh.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. Here at Compact, we provide a holistic approach to wealth management with a team of professionals ready to assist you with all of your investment and financial planning needs. We offer our clients a 3-stage process that includes customizing a portfolio to fit your specific investment needs, creating a financial plan designed to help you reach your goals, and estate planning ideas to help ensure that your hard-earned legacy is passed down the way you intended. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's talk about how we can work together to enhance your overall life experience. 1-800-388-9700, 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, currently possibly having a stroke. Wait, what's the stroke test?
Raise your left hand on one foot, cluck like a chicken, and then jump up and down on your remaining foot. You're not having
I'm
a stroke.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, you're not having a stroke.
Yeah, you just have low blood sugar. I need to eat some candy or something. What was I talking about?
You were opening the third hour.
All right, yeah, it's the
Your
Daily
old
Blender.
friend Yeah.
Yeah,
Radio
I'm your
pal.
good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. That's
Mhm.
Randy White and
Yep.
Cecil behind him. Then we
Yep.
got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And before we move on to football, and I do have an awful lot of football to talk about, let me give you your man of the day real fast. Let's just get that done and out of the way.
Okay.
I know how this kid feels. Your man of the day is a 13-year-old boy who rescued his sister and actually helped not just fend off a kidnapper, but identify him later. Let me explain. So when I was a kid, some other kid there in the neighborhood there, he's like, "Hey, you want to come to my house and play Hot Wheels?" And I'm like, "Yes." So I went over to his house. Weird family, right? And when I'm in his room there, we were like, "Hey, Hot Wheels." He started talking like he wanted to do some inappropriate things to me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. He was an older kid. I'm like, "Oh, this is going to turn ugly real fast." But I was also still me, cartoon character brought to life, and I dove out the window. I mean, I went through a screen, not through glass, but I was like, "Oh, guess what's not happening?" Out the window. I ran and I told my brother, who'd been mean to me in my entire life. At any point in time, he would throw dirt in my eyes, hit me off my bike, you name it. He was mean to me.
Yeah.
Oh, but when somebody messed with me, he rounded up a posse and they went after that guy.
Uh-oh.
And that was the closest thing to an actual stoning I've ever seen in my life. This kid was in the field. And they punished him. So now here's this, this kid. He's out there, and they're in their backyard. Yeah, it's a big backyard. Out there in Michigan. Sometimes you got these big fields and stuff.
Yeah.
Acres. And so this 8-year-old girl's mushroom hunting in the backyard, and this dude just jumps out of nowhere, just like in the movies. They say, put a hand in her mouth and picked her up and started to drag her off. And her brother, the 13-year-old brother, sees this. Oh, hell no. Grabs his wrist rocket, and which is a slingshot.
Yeah. High-powered slingshot.
And he starts running after, screaming. The little girl actually gets free and breaks away. And that kid was very accurate with a slingshot.
Nice.
Boom, boom, boom. I hit that guy so much that when they finally located him later, of course, he had the identifying marks on his head. Yeah. So that made it easy for them to arrest him, put him in on 1 count of attempted kidnapping and child enticement and assault and all that stuff. Then he's in $150,000 bail there. And I don't think he made bail. He's a dirtbag. It turns out he was 17. So, but they're going to try him like an adult. So the child molester came after that guy. It was like, oh, hell no. And he got his money's worth out of that wrist rocket.
Nice. Good for him.
They didn't give names of any of the people involved because they're all under 18.
Yeah.
But that kid, man of the day.
There you go. That's a good choice right there.
Yeah. And they are like, listen, because of his actions, it didn't just save his sister's life, but also it identified the guy later because he had the corresponding wounds right there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There you go. That's a good one. Man of the day. Got to protect your family.
Yeah, I like that one. Good one, Jeffco. Good one.
So we had another youth baseball incident, Randy. Yeah, and this time it wasn't a parent; it was a coach.
Oh no!
So I guess in Alabama they do something called the Grand Slam Baseball Alabama event.
Okay.
And this umpire's there, and his coach comes out, starts arguing with him about something that happens. But then out of nowhere, the coach tries to fight the ump, and he just tackles him. He attacks him. They go down to the ground. Just loses his mind and goes crazy. I don't know if anybody's seen that video, but you're like, what the hell? What has happened to us? I mean, parents have been awful for a while, but now coaches. Now it's going to be everybody who's a grown up is going to at any point attack an official. I mean,
it's getting to that. It's getting to that point. People are more and more brazen. They're just willing to go ahead and clock somebody rather than rather than argue. Just go throwing hands on it doesn't matter either. It could be a game official, it could be another coach. Hell, it could be another kid.
So, and here's the crazy thing. They have not disqualified the team from the tournament. They're still playing.
Boy.
They still play. Everybody's like, what the hell? How's this going on? The coach didn't like what he heard. And then he locks arm with the umpire and tosses him down to the ground. And they start fighting. Are you seeing it now, Cam?
Yeah, I pulled it up. It's disappointing, really. It's just
that's a coach. You get tossed. You don't
and
fight
for 11 and under baseball. That's
even worse. It's not even important.
It's just and also those kids see that's their example of how to deal with conflict is you just lose your mind and start fighting instead of, I don't know, skip the obvious step of talking. Even if
you didn't like what you heard when he talked. So
if I'm that you say it was an umpire. If I'm that umpire, I'm pressing charges.
I would imagine that did happen ultimately later, but I don't know if this is just the way things are now because that's what our culture is. Expect more of this because evidently nobody wants to respect any kind of authority, and this person doesn't care what it costs them. It could cost them their freedom. They go to jail. Cost them the team. Cost them the respect of your players. It could cost you that they might. I don't even want to play anymore because this guy. It could cost them their love of the game. This costs everything. It should at least this sort of action, on a field of any type costs everything. So, Fubar 1000's on the text line says, "Hiya, Blender Bros. It's awesome to have an afternoon off. Randy, how about the Diamondbacks? Been some good baseball."
Yeah, been 6-4 of their last 10. So they're playing good ball. They're competing. They've got some hitting. How long can they keep this up? They actually have some great pitching too. I did not see this coming. I knew these youngsters were good. I didn't realize they were going to be, here we are, going on halfway through May and the Diamondbacks are in second place, only 3 games out from the Dodgers and keeping pace. Meanwhile, the Padres, who have, twice the amount of the Diamondbacks, payroll, and they're 7 games back in third, dropping like a rock. It's a lot of fun to see. A lot of fun to see.
Enjoying it while we can. That's all you can do. And hope for something better. You never know. You never know. Listen, we got parents and coaches losing their mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's been losing their mind lately? Pickleball players. And here's what they've been losing their mind because it's come to nearly blows a lot of times. In fact, I saw some of this at my kids' school where they show up and insist on marking up the tennis court so they can play pickleball on it. It seriously, it's just becoming a problem. Pickleball players are becoming a problem for tennis courts. Now, these kids at the high school, there's a tennis team and they've run into conflict with a bunch of old pickleball players. And it's like, well, the problem was the city chipped in on this. So everybody feels like they have a right to these courts, even if they're not in high school. I'm like, no, I think this should be closed campus, let the kids play their tennis, let them do their thing.
Right.
And then you guys can come in afterwards. That's how you share it, not show up in the middle of the day and just say, this is my pickleball court, and just put whatever markings you want, ruining a good tennis court.
I agree.
But that's their problem. But there is a new thing happening that I don't know if I approve of this. Let me tell you what's going on. What happens in there. What's been happening over the last 20 years? Hey, there's a store went out of business. What's the next thing you see there? Halloween Superstore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Always move into the empty places, right?
I'm with you. Okay.
Well, now pickleball courts have become the new Halloween Superstores. All these Bed Bath and Beyond buildings that are,
they're turning those into indoor pickleball courts
all across the country.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're not going into smaller units like where Walden Books or Wet Seal or Sam Goody would be, at a mall. But in the big abandoned mall hubs, the former homes of department stores, Sears, Macy's, now Bed Bath & Beyond, are becoming pickleball courts.
Holy mackerel.
I would rather bulldoze the building than
Really?
let them have it. Except for
maybe it gets these idiots off the high school tennis courts or something.
Well, there is that. Yeah.
CNN says they already happened in about a dozen places. Could become the nationwide trend because both bigger pickleball chains and smaller regional clubs are moving into mall spaces. So
you would think that in a high school setting, these pickleball players would be arrested. They're not supposed to be on these places. This is a public education institution.
I know. Let them go ruin a mall somewhere. We don't care about that.
No.
I mean, I get it that pickleball is growing because it's the laziest form of tennis you could ever play.
You don't have to pick your feet up and run. Which
I'm pretty sure I saw pickleball on Wall-E. Remember that? They're on this big ship and everybody's too lazy to get their fat asses out and walk around. They all float around in these little chairs and they're like, I'm too fat and then too. Well, that pickleball, they would play pickleball.
Wow.
It's just the easiest, dumbest. It's not even, if you sweat playing pickleball, go see your doctor.
Or you live in Phoenix and you would have been sweating just by being outside anyway.
Well, I mean, outside is different. I'm just saying, if you're playing in normal temperatures and you break a sweat playing that game, you do not have long to live. So I guess, that's what's going to happen with all these Bed Bath and Beyond annoyings. It's going to be pickleball.
Wow. That's a troubling trend.
I've never said this before. I never thought I'd say, I wish Bed Bath and Beyond was still here.
First time for everything, I guess.
Almost as dumb as that. Well, maybe dumber. So there's this dog park in Montreal, Canada. They put up signs that ban barking.
What?
Yeah. It's forbidden to let your dog bark, whine, or howl. If your dog barks, you could face a fine between $370 and $1,475.
Oh, my gosh.
In American money.
Oh, my gosh.
So, of course, you're like, this is a dog park. That's dog
How are they going to enforce this thing?
You can't stop the dogs from barking at a dog park.
Right?
How?
Or ever.
Everybody's confused and they're like, well, this is dumb. There's no reason to come to the dog park anymore. So, it's very stressful trying to keep your dog from barking. It's no fun. You got to put a dog collar on them, debark them, then all dogs go.
Wow.
Yeah. Cecil hates the idea too.
Yeah. Cecil is exercising his freedom to bark.
I was watching the news story on this, and in the background, dogs were just all barking constantly. The entire
Good. Love it.
You can't stop them.
Don't put a dog park somewhere if you don't want dogs barking.
Exactly.
Why is this difficult? I mean, I get it, Canada, but yeah.
But even for them, this is it's silly.
You go ahead and bark, Cecil. You go ahead.
Yeah, you bark. You shout out your truth. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you need to kind of rethink yourself. No, I don't. The hell? Why do I need to rethink yourself? Go rethink yourself. Why do I got to rethink myself? He says a lot of people that play that game are elderly people that are getting outside, at least moving and not sitting in front of a TV like a kid and playing video games. Seriously. What does that have to do with me?
That is not what I see when I drive past the pickleball court near my house.
Yeah,
it's usually people in their mid 20s to mid 40s that just they're just playing pickleball because they want to.
If it was just old people, I think I'd have more respect for that because low impact, get you out there doing some stuff. I get that. But this is the laziest form of tennis you can possibly play without having a video game controller in your hand. That's it. I don't got to rethink myself. You rethink yourself. He says, okay, still, what's your guys' problem with people getting outside and having fun, doing a little exercise? Here's what the pickleball people are very annoying and trying to impose themselves on kids' tennis courts who are trying to play in high school. That's one part. The other part, it's kind of like the new CrossFit. All these people are talking about. It's going to go away. It's just the newest annoying thing.
Yeah, it's
smarmy.
It's a trendy kind of thing right now. And look, if people are enjoying themselves and enjoying it, I don't have a problem with it.
I don't care what you do.
I do get annoyed sometimes when I'm just minding my own business at a restaurant or something, and I hear, yeah, me and Brad were over at the pickleball court play pickleball later. It's the mildly annoying. That is all.
He says, Jeffrey, it's not going away. You won't read this on air. Well, look, I'm reading it on it right now. It's not a trendy thing. It's going to stick around. I guarantee it. There's already taken tennis courts out of places because people don't play tennis anymore. That's not true.
Disagree. I play tennis. So that's already
Listen,
not
Boomer
true.
Center, you and your friendly cast of the local rendition of Cocoon, I don't give a crap if you want to play pickleball. Go play pickleball. I don't care. I just don't go jerking people off. Okay, that didn't come out right.
Phrasing.
Don't go taking people off of perfectly good tennis courts and then vandalizing them so you can play your dumb version of it. That's all I'm saying. Go find your own place. I mean, how hard is it to just, look, here's a flat spot. Let's put some concrete down there and make ourselves a pickleball court.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know what the situation is where the story took place, but you got plenty of pickleball courts out here. Just go to one of those. Don't deface a tennis court to do it, though, because that just isn't fair to the people who use that.
Hey, listen, shuffleboard used to be big, too. I don't care what the old folks do. I don't care what they do.
It's true.
Just go over there and do it. I don't care. Just don't be messing with everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I grew up by a park that had a like this big slab of concrete. Was multiple shuffleboard, spaces. So we took it over. It became a roller hockey arena.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there we go. I never saw anybody out there playing the shuffleball. There was a hell of a lot of roller hockey though.
Pickleball, go do your thing. Don't care. You're not a sport. Don't care. Going to move on with my life. When we come back, we're going to talk about a real sport. It's called football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Boston Celtics are the betting favorite to win the NBA championship at minus 105. The playoffs down to the final four teams. Their opponent in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Miami Heat, the 8th seed who beat both Milwaukee and the New York Knicks, are at plus 1,300. Over in the West, the Denver Nuggets are plus 230 to win the title. Denver has never appeared in an NBA Finals, and they'll go up against the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. LA, the 7 seed, last won a championship in the 2020 Disney World bubble. They are plus 390.
I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep plus next day energy with melatonin plus extended release B vitamins.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together. to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs, then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
So Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Boomer Sooner just trying to start a fight about pickleball. He says, oh, I see. It's okay for Randy to take over something, but it's not okay for us just wanting to play on courts that aren't being used. Yeah, if you want to play on courts that aren't being used, I don't care, Boomer Sooner.
What did I take over? I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. You took over shuffleboard to play roller hockey.
Oh.
But he said nobody was playing it.
Like nobody was using it.
Are you not listening with your ears, Boomer Center? I was talking about how the kids at my kids' high school have to fight with pickleball players who try to take it over during school time. So that was that part. The other part is, pickleball ain't a sport, and it's just annoying. That's all. 888-368-1580. So on CBS, they came out with this story, and they said, one thing we learned about every team in the 23 NFL offseason. Okay. I'm like, oh, let's find out what they learned and see if we learned it too. So I'll start with the Arizona Cardinals, who, by the way, you guys got one of my players again. Yeah, you guys got my hack. You got Matt Hack, the punter. Yeah, he was with Indianapolis last year after Buffalo took him out, and he's all right. He averaged 44.8 yards, net average of 40. It's all right. Not great, not like boomers, but not like you, Boomer Center. I just mean like booming punts. It wasn't amazing. What is like a good average where you're like, damn, that guy's a good punter?
78.5 yards.
I mean, if you average 70.
What number do you have, Keon?
I sure hope you don't average 78.5 yards. That means your offense is going nowhere every single time.
Doesn't matter.
Good for the punter though. I guess. I don't know, like
punter in the league.
I mean, upper 40s to 50s is pretty good, pretty solid.
All right. So this he ain't great, but he's okay.
Yeah, he's a solid punter.
All right. Well, congratulations, Randy. You now have the punter thing taken care of.
Man, I'll be able to sleep well tonight, knowing that the punter position for the Arizona Cardinals is locked down.
I had now I've lost it. Remember that guy?
Not really.
Let me finish. The guy.
Give me a name. Hum a few bars.
Skeleton. He was on the Rams. He was a special teams guy.
John Skelton.
Is that his name?
John Skelton was not on the Rams.
Was he not on the Rams? I don't know. I just know it.
He was a quarterback guy. He was the Rams special teams coordinator.
Oh, Jim Fossil.
Jim Fossil. Yeah.
Well, now at his new job with the Cowboys, I like the guy. He always cracks me up.
Yeah.
I don't know. He may have misspoke. They're like, who's your kicker right now? Well, we got Tristan Vizcaino. Oh, yeah. But hey, we have him on the roster. They said, but anybody else on earth who's not on the roster is under consideration.
Wow.
What? Anybody else on earth.
Way to talk your guy up there, Coach Fossil.
He said that's everyone, really. We got a lot of different guys we're looking at. XFL, USFL, UPS, and whatever. Yeah. There's veterans on the street, younger guys who haven't found their way. Anybody on earth is a possibility. And Tristan's sitting there in the background like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
So yeah, Fossil, maybe.
I can't believe he meant for it to come out like that. But
I feel that's the way Radio Ron talks about me.
We talk about this show.
Yeah.
Any other possible afternoon shows? Any other show on earth?
Just any other combination of three people
talk themselves on a bus.
Yeah.
People who shout at street signs, any number of people or possibilities
Karens
to
in the
replace
mall.
the Daily Blender. Anybody. Thank you, John Fossil. Way to go. All right, back to CBS. Sorry. Anyway, so here's what they said about the Arizona Cardinals. They said the new regime is committed to a slow build.
Good.
Yeah,
Just what I want to hear.
New coach Jonathan Gannon and general manager Monty Awesomefart may have had no choice but to embrace Kyler Murray's contract, basically. They said, but they've all but postponed hopes of true competition until next year.
Makes sense.
Sorry, Randy.
He can't compete for the job if he can't compete.
Again, when you call up here with your jokes and quips about my team, please do your research. Don't make me call you out because you are inaccurate with your research. Thank you.
Gannon's defense is also mostly devoid of building blocks.
I mean,
sorry, Randy.
I don't know what to say about that.
You want to hear about your team, Keon?
Sure. I mean, that's a little that one's so mean that I'm.
How does that mean? That's just a fact.
I mean, it's a fact. I just didn't know that they were going to word it that way.
Yeah.
As opposed to whatever fact that's going to hurt my feelings.
The Washington Commanders. Ron Rivera is betting it all on Sam Howell. Who the hell's Sam Howell?
He is
Thurston Howell's son.
No.
What is he? The cornerback?
He is the quarterback. QB. Number one for now, unless
he's out of North Carolina. Sam Howell played under Mac Brown.
Did you draft him?
Yes.
Yeah, last year.
What, last year?
Yeah.
Did he ever play?
He played in one game.
I don't know why you guys didn't keep Heineken remover. What was the guy's name? What was his name?
Taylor Heineke.
There you go.
His arm is a water gun, and that's just not going to get it done.
You still got Jacoby Brissett sitting there too.
Well, yeah, they added him this offseason because they don't think they really wanted to just give the job to Sam. They really wanted him to compete for the job, and if you can't beat Jacoby Brissett, then you can't start.
You got Terry McLaurin.
Curtis Samuel. Yeah. Jahan Dotson had a really good rookie year last year, so that's a good wide receiver room.
John Shaft.
You got Brian Robinson at running back.
So basically, CBS is surprised that Ron Rivera is like holding in there with Sam Howell.
Yeah, I mean, but they liked him. They had a high valuation on him last year. Like, I don't know. I guess as a fan, it's not surprising to me because I get to hear all the stuff about how they were like, all right, well, these are the things we liked about him. These are the things we didn't like about him. And then throughout the year, they wanted him to clean up his footwork. Well, he did that. They wanted him to watch film and kind of understand the NFL game. He did that, and to the point where he impressed the coaching staff. So they really want to give him his chance, because if you do, and it works out, you've got a rookie quarterback on that rookie deal. You have to worry about it. If it doesn't work out, well, then you got to draft a guy, and this is the draft you want to draft a guy.
You know what I think? I feel like this is going to be the moment. This is going to be the thing that we look back on when they're former head coach Ron Rivera. Where do you think it all went wrong?
Well, he's kind of. I mean, it kind of went wrong when he forced the Carson Wentz trade. That's where it went wrong.
Have you ever heard of Sam Howell? And the lady's like, who? Yeah. So let's talk about the Seahawks, Ralph's team.
Why?
What do you think they would say they learned about them in the offseason?
Oh, they're the best team going. They're going to win the West going away. They have all the greatest people. Can we move on to somebody else?
No, what they're saying is they were surprised Geno Smith has the helm again for another year, at least for one more year. And they say that they've got a lot of weapons. They really do, and they beefed up both sides of the ball in the draft and free agency.
Yeah.
So, but really, it's that thing where they're kind of like, really, Geno Smith still all right.
He was good last year.
He's like he's always felt like a bridge. He's always felt like a bridge.
Yeah, but how do you discount what he did last year?
I mean,
same routine, same offense.
Nothing's changed. Yeah.
Now you've given him some other weapons to go along with the two great weapons he already has. You beefed up your offensive line. You beefed up your defense. I mean, I don't see how these guys could be going. Really?
They're not going to the Super Bowl. It's not going to be a Super Bowl team.
I don't know until they play. I don't know how you see in the future like this. I have to wait and see the teams play.
So, of course, CBS points out the obvious about Mike Holtz. They've quit the short-term quarterback fix, for now at least. Well, Yeah.
Well, I
Did you
mean,
not see what we just did with to get Anthony Richards?
and I don't know if that's a for now. I think that's their solution. And look, if it doesn't work out, you're in position for a better solution. It's definitely not a for now thing. I think that you're trying to have somebody who can be on your roster. Because the thing is, when you go with the older quarterbacks, you go with the retread guys, they're also expensive. So then you can't build around them. You can build around Anthony Richardson or whatever quarterback you might end up having to move on to in the event he doesn't work out.
I don't know if Shane Steichen, the head coach, the ex-Eagles coordinator, is going to have Anthony Richardson ready, but I feel like if anybody could, it's him. He did great work with Jalen Hurts. I think he helped him with his homework too, because Jalen Hurts graduated from college.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I almost bet you he had something to do with that. Might even taken his tests.
Mm-hmm. Could have. Yeah.
I don't know. So that's what CBS said they learned about our teams in the offseason. Nothing earth shattering, nothing unexpected, but I don't know. I don't feel great about it. I don't feel good about this. I feel good though, because like I've said, Anthony Richardson, if all of a sudden he balls out, shows up, bam, we got ourselves a class quarterback. If he stumbles and falls, we got a good line on another quarterback next year. I don't even care. And for you, Randy, it does seem like it's on the slow road. It does. The build is slow.
It's been slow since the last time we went to a Super Bowl.
And Keon, you're going to be drafting a quarterback. You're going to be drafting a quarterback. You're going to be trading for or drafting a quarterback. Sam Howell is not your man. And for the Seahawks, Geno Smith is not. He's not long term. He's good. I like him. I got nothing against him, but it's not long term.
He's not long term because he's at the age where quarterbacks start falling off, and he's just now, getting his chance. So I hope that maybe he can, with the time spent, maybe not playing a ton, with more of the rest on his body, he makes the most of this opportunity and makes it last as long as he can. With Sam, we'll have to see him play more games, but the little bit that I have seen looks pretty good.
We live in a society, right?
We certainly do.
I'd hope so.
There are certain rules to the society.
There is.
Right?
Mm-hmm. There is.
Yeah.
One of the rules that we've had is no matter what happens during the regular season of the NFL, you might have it on streaming. You may have it on DirecTV. You may have it on CBS or NBC or whoever. We have a rule. All the playoff games are on regular TV. They're all accessible to the general public.
Not anymore, Jack.
We live in a society.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God damn you to hell, Peacock.
It's not Peacock.
It is Peacock.
It is
For
Peacock.
the first time,
No, it's
the
not.
NFL playoff game is going to air exclusively on the Peacock.
I
Because
would
of stupid NBC and the NFL.
I would blame I'd blame Goodell and the NFL for allowing it to happen.
You know what? They're always going to do.
Peacock is just a business. They're in this not to
Not
give you
fair.
the warm fuzzies. They're in this to make the big all-American dollar. And if that means putting playoff games behind the paywall, that's what they're going to do. I blame Goodell and the NFL and the owners for making this happen.
You know what you're doing, Goodell? You know what you're doing, NBC? You know what you're doing, Peacock? You're making a pirate out of me. I'm going to watch that game, but I ain't paying for it. I ain't paying for it.
You know how to stop it if the rest of America follows the same thing, but they're not going to.
We had a society.
Not
Playoff
anymore.
games were on TV. No matter what happened to you, what about the poors? They're just sitting there and they're like, well, we watch whatever's given to us. What about the playoffs?
The
poors? We'll have to have somebody rich tell us about it.
What about the poors?
Yeah.
I'm one of the poors.
See?
Guilty.
I don't
I'm
have
looking
Peacock,
out for you guys.
and I ain't getting it.
I ain't getting it either. Unless it's a really good game. I don't know. It's not right.
This is the future of television, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you put the Super Bowl behind a paywall next?
You're damn right they're going to do that. You're damn right they will. Are you kidding me? Do you know how much more money they can make? They have not made all of the money quite yet.
And that is always going to be the issue with corporations. If you leave it up to them, like Randy said, they don't want some of the money or most of the money. They want all of the money. And if they think that this is what gets it to them, then this is how we get here.
Consumers have the power.
This is how The Walking Dead starts. You know what I'm saying? This is how we lose the society. Everything is going to go to crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be anarchy. Just not in my neighborhood because it's kind of a nice place. It's a gated community. I'm just saying. Don't mess with Chet. He's 75, but he does call the police if you try to get through the gate without checking in.
If he's awake when you go through the gate.
But outside of that, anarchy.
Yeah.
Going to be calls for it if you keep this up. I'm not going to pay for this. I got so many streaming things.
My mind went to the dystopian future where people go, all right, fine, I'll pay for the playoff game on Peacock. And then, CBS is like, oh, so we can put a playoff game behind Paramount Plus because I'm not getting that either.
Got news for you. That's what Paramount Plus is doing.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, they are.
Well, not for
they're not.
Not for the playoffs yet.
They're not putting games behind a paywall.
Oh, yeah, they are.
If they are available on both CBS or on Paramount Plus. You don't have to have Paramount Plus to watch the game. You just have to have a damn TV with an antenna. It's just Peacock is violating our society. CK says, Jeffrey, you're bi. We already know you're a pirate. But because I like crunchy and creamy peanut butter? I don't think that makes me a pirate.
No.
Is there a brand that has a pirate? I don't know what you're talking about.
Not
CK.
that I'm aware of, no.
Why don't you focus on the fact that we're getting screwed by the man right now? It's a wild card game.
Yep.
That could be an important game.
Your team could be in that game. I mean,
no, not your team won't be. Mine won't be. Randy's won't be.
When I said, the fourth dimension,
your general,
yeah,
like people who have fandoms of good teams.
Yeah, teams that make the playoffs, not necessarily ours.
Yeah, not ours. But still, it's the point. Could be a good game. I want to see.
It's the
fantasy.
And it's the evil empire as well. It's NBC, Peacock, and all that business.
Fantasy football won't be implicated because, wild card. It's playoffs, but still. The Tom says, hell no to play football paywall. Market 0. Walter Sobach. Subcheck. Do I need a spell check on this?
Maybe.
Can we get a price check on Beats please? Price check. How much? What's the cost of Beats right now? Can I get a price check on that, please?
Beats?
Yeah, Beats. How much are Beats going for? I ain't going to break until somebody tells me.
69 cents a pound.
You just made that up. You didn't.
Yes,
look it
I
up.
did.
You didn't look it up. You don't know.
Okay.
Nobody eats Beats.
69 cents a pound.
Oh, market 0. I should have known. Walter from Big Lebowski. Sorry, Tom. That was actually pretty good. CK, that is inappropriate. CK, that's a 5-minute penalty for hate speech. Cardinal Art says, well, he told me what kind of pirate he meant. Cardinal Art says, maybe Radio Ron can arrange for you guys to announce that wild card game.
Yeah.
Hear me, Randy. Well, we're going to air it. We don't need to announce it. It's going to be on radio.
At least for now.
That might be the way I have to listen to it. I'm not going to pay for another damn streaming service. I have as follows: Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Espen. What else do I got? Oh no, that's it.
That's still a lot.
That seems like a lot.
That is a lot of damn streaming services.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse, folks. And Beats, by the way, per pound, $1.98 per pound.
That's how I know you didn't know. By the way, Beets taste like a freshly mowed yard. That's why I won't eat them. If you've never had Beets, that's just imagine what a freshly mowed yard smells like, tastes like. That's what it is.
You can get a 16-ounce jar of Beets for $1.82.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
That's at your local Walmart.
My wife was mad when I said that in front of the little girl, and she took a bite. She's like, "No, he's absolutely right." That's exactly what it tastes like. She's like, "Thanks. Now I'll never get her to eat Beets." And she says, "No, I'm weird. I'll eat some more. I'll eat some of that grass. I don't care."
Oh, Okay.
Yeah, I got out of trouble pretty quick on that one. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
So you just used bug spray in your home. Now what? Well, between the waiting and waiting for things to dry up and keeping your family away from the mess, it hits you. You could have used Zevo. Unlike other bug sprays that stick around, Zevo goes from kill to clean in seconds. Plus, it's safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-857-8866. That's 800-857-8866.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty, 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time. Like right now. Or right now. Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Cardinal Art just decided to lose his mind. He says, $2.08 a pound for a bunch of beets. By the way, listening people like me keep people like you guys in business. I can't live without my radio. Beer me, Randy, and stop paying for stuff you can get for free on the radio. It's a Randy White fan right there.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, listen, like you guys, if you're driving around in your car or you're hanging out on the back patio or you're sitting there at work or whatever, listen, we have a place, in your radio, in your ears. But, we're not talking about that. We sure appreciate you listening, and we sure appreciate every year that we get to air those NFL games exactly for you guys. But when we were talking about watching the game and, these streaming services and paying for it and that kind of thing, it's also something we got to talk about. Just saying. Cardinal Art did his Randy White impersonation. Randy, you missed it.
Really? How's that?
It was very shouty.
It was a great rant about not paying for things that are free on radio.
Yeah. And we know you guys are the guys that keep us in business. We're acutely aware of that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we're cute.
Except for you, CK.
You can kiss my ass.
Mm.
888-368-1580. Oh, crap. Hold on. I got so much football I wanted to talk about and that we didn't get to.
Well, there is still 14 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, well, that's never enough.
Mm. I noticed you're wearing a different ball cap today.
Oh, I just felt like it. I saw this old Arizona Hot Shots hat there, and I felt sorry for it.
That's a collector's item right there.
It wasn't full season, but that was our team, and we had friends that worked there, and what's his name? Beardy Thor guy.
Yep.
Daniel got us these things,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh look, it matches this shirt, so I just decided.
Beardy Thor guy. Is that what you said?
He looks like 3/4 Thor. He's short, but he had an epic beard, and he kind of looked like Chris Hemsworth.
He did have a great beard.
Just saying.
He's a nice guy too.
Yeah, he was all right. Anyway, what was the point? What were we doing?
I don't know. We have so much football I wanted to talk about we didn't get to, and Randy said,
"Are you like court reporter?"
14 minutes left in the show, and then you were saying, "I know," and then you were shuffling papers, and I said, "You have a different hat on today." And
you distracted me.
I usually do.
I need more candy. Let's just get this out of the way. Then
All
maybe
right.
we can talk football or something.
10-4.
It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1862, the Union Grounds, new home the Eckfords, opened in Brooklyn. The Williamsburg ballpark was the first baseball facility enclosed entirely by a fence, only allowing paying customers to view the games by paying an admission. This permitted paying customers to watch the games from benches in a stand, while non-paying spectators should only watch from the embankments outside the grounds. And then later on, of course, they built the fences and stuff so high they couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
The Eckfords. You ever hear of them? Brooklyn Eckfords?
No.
Yeah, they were started in 1855,
How about
and they
that?
were there at that park till 1872, named after the famous shipbuilder Henry Eckford, who designed many American warships that participated in the War of 1812.
No kidding.
Yeah, yeah. Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah. Cardinal Art says, no disrespect, Jeffco. Randy and Keon just had to get some steam off. I don't understand why you pay for games.
Yeah.
That means no radio eventually. That doesn't mean that. Yeah,
Because I mean,
radio and TV has been side by side for forever.
Yeah, for a long time. I for one know sometimes I have to run errands and things when games are on, and then I turn on the radio. Make sure I listen to it or have the app streaming when I'm in the store or whatever. And
I don't run anywhere. I generally drive.
Yeah, I'm not running myself.
Yeah,
much smarter.
That was part of my problem when I'm at the cardiologist.
Yeah. Well,
you know what? I was like I went off camera and I took a look at my freshly shaved torso.
Did you?
And you know what happens sometimes you shave your face and you miss a little bit, and it's just really embarrassing, like this big foof. Yeah, I did. I had the on my chest. I got a
whoops.
So now I feel I was being further judged by the technicians.
They
didn't like when I was like, we can rebuild him.
See, you
that's
would have
funny.
gone. You would have gone a tenth faster if you'd had you caught that little marsh patch there.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I did? It was dumb. So I thought I was going to walk in there. I put on a pair of shorts, right, for the stress test, and then I put on pants over the top of those shorts because I thought, yeah, I'm going to go into a professional place. I don't like to look unprofessional, and so I thought I'd go in there. I get in there, I take off my pants, and I had my shorts on, and I do the thing, and then I put my pants back up. None of this was really high on dignity, so I just wanted to, So and I got in there, and they're like, I'm going to take my pants off. They're like, no, you're good. It's not going to be that big a deal. As I got shorts on under my pants, I'm ready to go. Yeah, you're fine. So then I'm on the treadmill and I'm realizing, why am I walking funny? I'm like, oh, goddamn it, these shorts. So the shorts may have impacted the test because my blood pressure might have gone up as I'm trying to walk on this treadmill. If they're like judging my gait, they're like, he walks funny. Yeah, because I got a pair of shorts on under my jeans.
Yeah.
Here, right?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to do the tearaway thing like on the NBA when they get off the bench, take them off and start doing my thing. I should not have let them. I shouldn't have listened. I should have taken off my pants.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably afraid. Like, no, don't take off your pants.
No,
Well, 'cause-
I would see why they would be afraid. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that they've had someone say, "I'll take off my pants," and then it's dude.
I
sitting
mean,
there in-
you've got to
in
keep that
whitey
monster
tighties.
hidden at all times.
I know. No, it's strapped down. But here's the thing. I think that it maybe affected the test.
Could have.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I wasn't walking normally. So,
Well, I'm sure because of the tuft of hair that you forgot to hit on the
that
chest,
distracted them.
and you were double britches.
I know.
There you had the pants and you had the shorts going. I'm sure you didn't run the kind of time you could have run.
No, it wasn't like that. It was just a stroll. I was
I'm
just walking.
positive you could have run a better time. Now that's going to hurt you.
I could have. I could have probably walked more comfortably. They have you like at a normal walk, like you're just walking.
Mhm.
And then there's a thing where now somebody knows you've done something. You got to walk a little bit faster. Like, oh, crap,
Yeah.
we got to get
Yeah.
out of here. That was it. It was no big deal. It was like the
Yeah.
nuclear one I did like all those years ago. So anyway, but yeah, so that was embarrassing.
Glad that's out of the way.
What were we doing?
I think we were about to do Wheel of Sports. I have a feeling.
Spin it. Let's find out what we talk about. So the headline was Ryan Reynolds pulls out. I'm like, whoa, hey. Oh, and then there's another line of the bid to own the Ottawa Senators.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess Ryan Reynolds and a couple of guys, somebody named Christopher Brady in the Remington group, they're like, well, we want to negotiate this. We want an exclusive negotiating window. And the Ottawa Senators said, no. And so they're like, please. Well, they're Canadians. Like, no.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, then we're good. And that was it. So Ryan Reynolds is now out of the running to own the Ottawa Senators.
That's too bad. I'm sure he and the rest of his investors there at Wintergreen Gum Mobile or whatever it is are very sad today.
He sold that. No, he sold the.
He sold Wintergreen Mobile.
Yeah, I don't know who they sold it to, but they sold.
He's still doing the ads for the Wintergreen Mobile.
Well, I'm sure they're paying him for it.
And is he still a soccer tycoon?
Oh yeah, him and Rob Mikalekalekhani Ho. They still own the Wrexham, which just got promoted.
Wrexham damn near killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damn near killed him.
Hey,
but yeah. So I mean, you own something. Just calm down, Ryan Reynolds. Calm down.
I think he just wanted to be a sports mogul.
Yeah, he's making so much money.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Build your empire before you try to buy again. That's what I'd say. He's young. He's got time. Build that empire before you buy again.
Yeah, he's trying to buy sports franchise like he's in a rush.
And buying a soccer team ain't hard. Buying the hockey team's a bit harder.
Yeah.
Not when it's Ottawa.
Well, yeah, they're not that good, are they?
No.
They're terrible.
Maybe Ryan Reynolds isn't as good at things as we thought. I don't know. Spin the wheel, Randy. I don't know if this means that Liv, maybe? John Daly has withdrawn from the PGA Championship. And he's going to be replaced by German Stefan Jaeger. And so now I don't know if this means John Daly is going to take his beer drinking, cigar smoking ways over to the Liv, or is he just not feeling up to it?
I don't know if he's feeling up to it. And I think I don't think he's going to go Live Tour, but I could be wrong. But he's getting up there in years, so it wouldn't it wouldn't surprise me to see
the seniors tour.
Well, he's old.
Yeah. So why didn't he play in the seniors tour?
Well,
where the old folks are supposed to.
Yeah, he's still a member of the PGA, like Steve Stricker.
1991 that you won that, John Daly. Time to admit you're old.
He could still play in it. Could still play in it. Mm-hmm. Still.
All right. So not Live, more like.
Yeah, I don't think it's Live Tour. No.
Got it.
I think it
might be not Live much longer.
Maybe I have a feeling he's got some sort of injury.
Easy. All right.
He's not a Live guy, trust me. Yeah.
Spin the wheel, Randy.
All right, somebody needs to become the memorabilia czar and set some damn rules. Because a Bill Russell rookie card went for $660,000 at auction.
What's wrong with that?
Shouldn't you compared to all the
yeah,
other things?
I would have thought that would went higher.
Millions
just
plus.
given, I forget how much money went for like the Justin Herbert rookie card, but Justin Herbert is still playing, never been to the playoffs, hasn't actually accomplished anything as much as I like the guy. And Bill Russell is Bill Russell. I don't know how that's not higher.
I am confused.
Unless the card
Also,
was just not in perfect condition. That's the only thing I could think.
there was a collection of cards brought to market like a couple of years ago. They got like $9 million, a bunch of Bill Russell stuff all together. But this is a rookie card. It was an 8.5 between mint and near mint. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Anyways, that's it for us, guys. We'll be back in near mint tomorrow.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard